Now we're dropping these locks, just the boys in the wheel to cash big. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your bankroll for glory. Don't lose your grip on the almanac pass. You must bet just to keep it alive. So the pick is in it, it's the thrill of the line. Dialing up to the challenge of the books, and the last known survivor stalks his edge in the night. And he's watching us all. The pick is in. Face to face, out on the air, hanging tough, staying sharp. They stack the odds, still we take to the square for the win with the skill to survive. The pick is in, it's the thrill of a line. Dialing up to the challenge of the books, and the last known survivor stalks his edge in the night. And he's watching us all. The pick is in. The pick is in. Rising up, straight to the top, had the guts, got the units, went the distance. Now we're not gonna stop, just the boys and the will to survive. It's pick is in, pick is in, pick is in, pick is in. The pick is in, it's the thrill of the line. Rising up to the challenge of our rival, and the fix might be in, but we're calling it right. Heywood's almanac drawn up. Snoopy the fight, is the fix in? Is it all predetermined? Back to the future, future's looking certain. Tune in weekly for the picks and the laughs. Sports betting expert dropping knowledge on the path. The pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in. Pick is in. Pick is in. Pick is in.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday night. This is the Pick is In podcast. Another week. This is your boy Heywood, and I try to be the almanac for you guys at home. We got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We have my brother from another, the great Carter, coming back on. We're going to go over NBA news, go over standings, current playoff positions, a little bit of NFL as well. Of course, diving into a little Suns talk and diving into a little NBA live betting with our boy Carter. But first and foremost, I'm going to bring my other brother from a different mother, my boy, my brother, Snoop Von Pooh.
What up, ese?
Hola! ¿Cómo
Hola,
está?
bro.
¿Cómo está, mijo?
Well, it's getting hot in the valley, bro.
You keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Dave's not here.
What up, brother?
What's up?
How you doing? Happy Thursday. Cheers
Sure
to
happy
you,
it's
Snoop.
Thursday. Sure happy it's
Yeah.
Thursday.
Cheers. How's life?
Oh,
How's-
man. It's been a little rough lately, but hey, we look forward, baby. We don't look backwards. So,
That's right. Grow or die, baby.
you know where else people need to look, baby? The Substack. Everybody go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com. Check out all the podcasts. There's like fucking 100 of them now. Phone Booth Podcast, Philosopher King Podcast, Dualistic Podcast, The Most Important Podcast, Here's the Thing Podcast, and the Pick is In Podcast, and The Mind of Madness, and Fasting Fake, Detoxing the Matrix, Translucid. They're all there. There's a merch store. You can go up on there. Check out the threads. There's going to be a Pick is In t-shirt coming soon. And as soon as it's designed, we'll get it put up on the website. But yeah, everybody check it out and show us some love.
Also
What
find
else
our
you
work.
got?
Could also find our work over at YouTube for at the Pick is In. Folks, we only need 2 more subscribers to start streaming. So show us some love, man. I know my boy Carter, my boy Snoop, subscribe. Let's get on board. Show us some love. We only need 2 more. Every one of our episodes is up there. So thank you, subs. Thank you to all the views, comments. And then if you can, take a look at our Rumble as well. Whoa, what's going on? What the heck is going on? Gotta love it.
Gotta
Check us
love
out. Check us out. Rumble at the Pick Is In. Just started one of our brand new platforms that we're starting to get going. Go take a look over there as well. So appreciate all the great people at home giving us some love, man. Cheers to them, Snoop.
We sure do appreciate it. You know,
Yeah.
we
Cheers.
couldn't do this without all y'all's.
So
What's up?
without further ado, brother, let's think it's about time to bring our guest up. My boy Carter has been gone for a few weeks. Love to have him back, guys. Been on a heater, tearing it up. So a big applause for the one and only Carter from Odds Are podcast.
What's up, gentlemen? What's up?
Hey,
Cheers.
back.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What's up? Salute. And if cheers with us at home, folks.
Yeah, tasty beverages. Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. It's been,
Welcome
it's
back,
been a
brother.
bit. Yeah, of course, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Snoop, you see a shirt?
Yeah, that's some hardcore shit right there, boy.
Yeah, man. My cup's in the way, but this is hardcore scene back in Boston, about 85, 86-ish, probably. Gangrene, Slapshot, Jerry's
Gangrene. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were you
that's the dude.
were you a fan of Bad Brains?
Love Bad Brains. I got a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
saw
have a
Bad
T-shirt
Brains
too.
couple times. I love them, dude.
Yeah, I have
whole
that.
scene
I have
is-
that classic DC one.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my it's pretty cool because my daughter, they're into like all the shit that I was into back when I was 15, 16, 17, and they're 15 about to turn 16. So they're into Jodie Foster's Army JFA, they're into like Bad Brains, they're into Misfits, they're into Black Flag, you name it, Dead Kennedys. It's just like, and I hear it pumping and I'm just like, how did you find Butthole Surfers? Like shit, I'm just going, what are
The
you
butthole
doing?
surf.
Yeah, I mean, so it's pretty cool. It's
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, and I was really into hip hop too back in like, when I turned 17, 18, and so they're starting to migrate into that too, which is pretty cool. So I love it, man. It's very awesome.
Dude, how old are your kids? Without doxing them?
16 and 19.
So that's cool, man.
16
That's
next
cool. It gives me hope that some of these younger generations are discovering, the stuff that we grew up with.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm big into parenting, right? I mean, I've always wanted to be a dad. My dad really wasn't a dad until like later on in my life. So kind of learned the error of a lot of ways, So I always wanted to be a dad. I just, I never wanted to force anything that I liked on my kids, but it's just organic, right? Sports is organic. They love, the Celtics, Bruins, and Patriots, Red Sox. I mean, regardless how you feel about that, we're from Boston, so. And then the music that I listen to just organically kind of seeps into the stuff that they like, and snowboarding, skateboarding, surfing, kind of the things I'm into. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I'm never pushy, but they adopted the stuff they really like, and then discarded some of the stuff that I really like that they don't really care about, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, man, it's really rewarding to watch like kids develop like their own discography of music and what they really like. And this sounds like when you play like Led Zeppelin and they're like, this sounds like this. Dad, this sounds like it.
So let me ask you, can you name, so you got 2 kids, can you name 2 of the groups that they listen to?
2 groups they listen to. They love
Name one for each kid.
AJR for my son.
What the hell is
loves-
AJR?
Google it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
And then for my daughter, I mean, she likes kind of the stuff that I like. She's really into The Cure. They're really into The Cure and things like that. But yeah, I mean, so those are 2 right off the bat.
Dude, you guys mentioned a bunch of those bands. I only recognize a couple of them. I'm missing out. My God. I am missing out. Man.
What I like is I'll have a playlist on, in the car, and I watch them go to their phone like, holy shit. And they add it to their playlist. Like dad's got so, you know, I'm not tooting my own horn, but when the kids come over, it's like we're kind of listening to the same music as their group, which is pretty cool. The dad knows all even the modern stuff, you know, like the stuff that's just popping right now. So kind of like that. I like to know what's hip and like to go down memory lane to compare it. This sounds like this. Do you think so? And sometimes they look and go, no, that's fucking not even close. And I'm like, all right, to me it is. Other times I'm like, yeah, that's similes right there, isn't it? Isn't that close? But dude, we should do a music podcast.
Yeah,
We
let's
should
do
do
it.
it.
I'm down. I'm down.
Dude, Heywood, let's go.
Yeah, I'm totally
We could
down.
talk music for hours. People aren't, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I got time this weekend if you do, Carter.
Dude, I got 16 and 19-year-old that are one's about to graduate. Oh my God.
Well, you know what's funny is like my girl will always like play music for me, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this? I've never even heard of this." And she must get it from her kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Where is this new stuff coming from? Like, there's so much music out there that is undiscovered, and even is discovered, but still doesn't get the notoriety that maybe it deserves. You know, there's a lot of good stuff out there. But
Yeah.
you know, like I talk about on my podcast a lot is, you know, the AI stuff. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's AI and what's real. You know,
Yeah, and I feel like that's a whole like it's funny because a lot of the younger generation is not embracing AI, you know, for like, you know, an environmental standpoint or power consumption, you know, like there's so many reasons. Dude, AI changed the way I trade, the way I bet, the way I think, the way I work. Like it is, and I'm not talking about grok.
yeah,
I'm not talking about like ChatGPT. Should I take this medication or this? Or hey, how do I exercise? I'm talking about coding. I'm talking about like deep conversation in terms of like, you know, financial. Like I do a lot of trading. I work for a financial services end of my company, and I'm kind of the CFO. So dealing with numbers and bonus depreciation and how to apply a tax credit and how to get 4080, like all that stuff that I don't know shit about. Well, guess what? AI is educating. Then it looks at your portfolio and it's analyzing in real time. Have you thought about doing this? Have you thought about doing that? Did you see the news that just dropped on that? Like, dude, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. Like, regardless how you feel about AI, it's changed my world.
yeah, I love it. It's beautiful and scary.
That you nailed it.
Like Paris Hilton, beautiful and scary.
Should be a song, right?
Like you know, because it's amazing what you can do with it. Like all the stuff that you just described about, you know, helping gather information and put it all together. You know, but sometimes AI gets it wrong. You know,
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
you know, and again, I'm not Mr. AI. So anybody's listening is like, these guys don't know anything they're talking about. And like, trust me, you know, like I'm not like, I understand the dangers of AI and I understand the limitations of AI. But
Well, look at that stuff that cloud is it Claude or Cloud, whatever it's called, is doing.
that's what I'm
That's
using.
just yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
paying out the ass for it every month, and I have you know, trading funnels that I put on. Like somebody just posted something the other day, and I'm like, shit, can I replicate that? So I took an hour and a half of my life and tried to figure out if I could replicate what they're trading off of and all the indicators that they're putting in to determine what to buy in real time and their risk, you know, and you know, I want to be aggressive on this, and this is what this trade, and it's just like, and it's spitting out what to buy, and so I'm trading in real time, going, this fucking shit, like it really, what, like I don't need to do the thinking, I just got to do the input, you know. So,
have you seen the cloud that hires people to do work for it? Have you seen that? It literally hires humans, real people, to go out and do jobs for it.
it's crazy.
It
Yeah,
is crazy.
it's scary. Yeah, being contained. I don't know how you contain it. It literally will turn into Skynet. I think I was telling you, Heywood, or somebody that I saw a T-shirt at one of the used record stores out here, and it was Skynet T-shirt from like the Terminator movie. And dude, by the time I went back to snatch that thing up, it was gone. But like Sky, like that shit's scary, right?
It's here.
Well, I want to welcome you back, Carter. I know you had a few weeks off from being here, up and down with the live betting, but it looks like you adjusted and you've had a great week and a half. So it's perfect timing to have you back on. I want to plug you real fast. I know you haven't been active much lately on social, but I always give you a plug. Snoop,
Appreciate it.
if you want to share that his homepage, I got it shared up. Go give my boy follow. Carter at Odds Odd Podcast. He needs a few more followers. Give him some love. And whenever he posts anything, just it's important information. He's just I want you to post more.
I know.
I
I
want
mean,
you to post
I
more.
got a bigger following on TikTok and Instagram, but same handle. So go check me out over there. I don't make a lot of content anymore just because I'm super busy. But yeah, I appreciate you plugging me, man. Socials aren't important. It's more the camaraderie that you guys offer me. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, Snoop.
Well, that was very sweet of you to say.
No, I mean it. I could give a fuck how many followers I got. I'm not trying to monetize myself. I'm trying to like just be a voice and try to contribute. That's it. Everybody
man.
else, and here's my other mug for all the people that's what they can do.
Oh, nice,
That's
nice.
a mug, right?
Oh man, dude,
What's
I
it say?
just
I'm not going to tell you what's in this one though.
I
Cheers.
just salute. Dude, I just seen a video today of this thing. You slip your debit card into it, and it's like it's a hand that has the middle finger up like this, you know? So every time you go to tap your card, you just put the middle finger thing out like this. And dude, it's great. Dude, I want one so bad.
Love it. Stupid, but awesome.
Yeah, stupid but awesome.
Stupid, but awesome.
We should have a segment called Stupid but
Stupid and
Awesome.
awesome. Stupid.
That's a stupid, awesome idea.
Yeah, right?
Look how stupid we are. We were like, all of a sudden, like your ticker's like, these fucking guys.
Thank you,
Well-
Templar, for the
Where's
comment.
the cool guy that talks about NBA, and where's the guy that actually tells us which bench players to play? Where'd that guy go?
This dude's went hardcore on us.
Look at this guy. Oh, fuck this guy.
Appreciate all the like and reposts. Appreciate all the love out there, people. Templar, appreciate you. We're going to do our best to have a great show. Before we move into the news, I would like to go on to the betting recap for the show for the last week, which we always do before we dive into the news. 23-11 on the legs for this week. Lost money 2 weeks in a row of losing money after 7 straight weeks of winning. Only one winning bet. I've been kind of getting burned lately, but it's part of me adjusting. And with baseball, I started a little bit earlier and I needed to. So lesson learned. Just a very quiet time of the year for me right now, but I always very transparent. So since September, 1,021 and 305 on all of our legs, $2,600 in bands. So the show's still doing pretty good. Hopefully soon we can start turning around our last 2 weeks. Thank you, Snoop.
Turn around every now and then.
And I need you now tonight.
I need
I
you
used to
more
roller
than
skate to
ever.
that shit.
Well, with Carter back on and singing, I think we're going to change the mode.
Yeah, you're gonna change your whole demo. It's gonna be like a bunch of nothing. 0.00 across the board.
Before we go into the NBA, will we start off with a little NFL news? I got something I would like to share and post up. 2 weeks from tonight, folks, we got the NFL draft. We got hopefully some good things cooking behind the scenes for you for guests for the next few weeks. We won't announce them yet, but as soon as we record, we will. 2 weeks from tonight will be the draft. Big day of the NFL year. Number one pick, Fernando, will not be there at the draft. So here's some of the attendees that will be there. So 2 weeks from tonight will be the NFL draft. So looking forward to that, especially for all of you football fans at home. Can't wait. We're actually going to be live during the broadcast during it. So that should be kind of cool. So 2 weeks from tonight, NFL draft. And then if I could, I want to show, let's go right into some NFL news if we could, Snoop. I got this thing pulled up about Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice from Adam Schefter. Basically, in a nutshell, the investigation has been dropped. There will be no discipline at this time. So all you fantasy football players out there, feel free to draft him without hesitation. And from what I'm hearing, Patrick Mahomes might be ready for week 1. So Rashee Rice in the news after all the legal stuff going on the last couple years. And on to other pieces of information. Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade, something to look out for the draft. He's a very good defensive line player. Snoop, this could be a team that your team pursues, and that'd be kind of cool if New England did for you, Carter. But Dexter Lawrence is a darn good player. Probably going to be done at the draft. And then I got one more thing I would like to share. It's a video about the schedule release from Adam Schefter. Let me go
There's
ahead
no
and play that.
fucking N in his name. It's Schefter.
Thank you.
My goodness.
I did that on purpose.
Wow, you got worked up on that one, huh, bud?
Yeah, I do get worked up. This fucking guy.
Thanks, Snoop. I appreciate you too, bro.
Yeah, all right.
We good?
Play Adam Schefter's video.
Someday, or specific games that he's calling throughout the season. He said his favorite sporting event, if you call it that, is the NFL schedule release. And I started thinking about it a little. Yeah, he did. When can we expect that to be released? Do you have any idea?
Yeah. Well, again, the NFL has, like it does with so many things, has made a great job at turning that into an event. Circle your calendars for the week of May 11th, which usually is the time that the NFL schedule comes out. But I would think that we'll get a schedule release announcement sometime around May 12th, May 13th, May 14th. Somewhere between Tuesday the 12th and Thursday the 14th are the days that I currently have circled on my calendar, locked in, that I'll be doing a TV show one night. Tuesday the 12th, Thursday the 14th, on the schedule release that Jim Nantz loves so much and considers his second favorite event to the Masters. Who knew that? But everybody loves the schedule release. Get ready. We're just over a month away.
We're just over a month away.
See, we already know the first two games of the season. One in Melbourne, Australia, and with a Wednesday night and a Thursday night. So the rest of the schedule should be dropping out soon. So that's all I got for NFL news. Snoop, you got anything?
For the NFL, I got just one little thing to pull up here. The Department of Justice has opened an investigation into the NFL. The Wall Street Journal reports that the Department of Justice has opened an investigation into whether the NFL has engaged in anti-competitive tactics that harm consumers. The nature and scope per the report is currently known, but the D.O.J. and the NFL declined to comment. The article focuses on Sports Broadcast Act of 1961, which gives the league an antitrust exemption when it comes to the negotiation of TV rights. So basically, what they're saying with this is that they're fighting what's going on right now. Because as a fan, I'm sure both of you know that it's frustrating to watch a game. You have to subscribe to 18 different services and, have this app and that app. And, in order to watch your games, it's a pain in the ass. And it can cost a consumer upwards of $1,000. $1,000 just to watch football, to watch your favorite team play football. So that's what this investigation is all about. And I got to be honest, man. I hope something good comes from this. Because I wouldn't mind spending, whatever, $150 a year, $200 a year, whatever, to watch my favorite team on TV. Let's keep in mind this is on TV, not in person, But to have to spend $1,000 just to watch my favorite team play every week, that's crazy.
How many streaming services do you have, Carter?
All of them.
All of them, right?
Every
point.
single one.
Good point.
I got them all. I mean, I saw a Peacock bill go through the other day. I'm like, when the last time I fucking watched Peacock? I guess it was Traders. We watched Traders.
You don't watch Saved by the Bell reruns, Carter?
Dude, I am Saved by the Bell. But, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but I feel like there's a lot here, right? So I don't know if we should spend time unpacking it, but
elaborate, unpack.
No, I think that Fox, CBS, NBC, right, network. We're so focused maybe at our level of government on what network really is. And when I say network, I'm even talking about, Fox News, CNN, things like that. Like, it's irrelevant almost. You know what I mean? That's a boomer type thing, right? So locking in football to Fox or NBC or ABC or whatever it happens to be, it's just not going to happen, right? I mean, things are going to stream. Things are going to be on sub platforms. Things are going to be everywhere. It's going to be hard to find. So, this is almost a consolidated effort to say like, oh, I don't like the football rule, the kickoff rule. It's like, fuck off. It's progressing. This is what it is now. This is what it is with everything. Try to find your favorite show. You get a movie, like you try to find, Goodfellas. It's on Netflix 1 week, right? 2 weeks later, that they're literally paying the rights to show that, and then it switches over to Apple TV or goes over to Peacock, and you got to chase it to find it. And I think it's just the way things are. So trying to have the Department of Justice, which probably has better files to be looking at, in my opinion, than going after, and again, I saw, just real quick while you're scrolling, I see Murdoch and I go, oh God, so we're trying to protect his interests in terms of, Fox News and Fox Sports and things like that. And again, it doesn't matter where I lean. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter who the executive is. It could be Burnett. It doesn't matter what we're trying to protect, but that's just not real. That's not realistic. I mean, Netflix is broadcasting live sporting events, right? We pay $345 a year now for Netflix. They just did a price increase. So
$345 a year for Netflix?
Yes.
Went up.
Yes, it went up. So you're paying $345. So nobody runs that, right? Nobody takes that and goes $35 times 12 or whatever it is, $29.99 times 12. Do it right now. Break out your phone. It's $345 or something like that a year. So I might as well have my NFL be on that shit because I'm going to be watching Netflix all the time anyway, right? And I might as well have it on Amazon too because I'm going to be paying for that anyway and having that. Honestly, YouTube TV, the only thing I'm going to be using YouTube TV for is the ticket. I wish that would kind of almost go away. I mean, so I don't mind that live sports.
That was the most ridiculous deal I ever heard. The deal they made with the YouTube was absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I had YouTube TV before, to be honest with you, Snoop, and I really enjoy it. Like, I like the user experience, the UX.
It's no different than DirecTV or Dish Network or Cox Cable or whatever cable company.
But when it came out, it was what, $39.95 or something? And now I'm paying, without the ticket, I'm paying $80-something.
Yeah.
$84 or $89 a month. Just for like what? Cable, like, again, right? So I'm almost contradicting myself, but I need my live sports. But what I'm saying is if it's consolidated on Netflix or Amazon or Apple, I'm down. Like, I'd rather be over there.
How beautiful would it be if the NFL did their own thing and said, you know what, pay us $29.99 a month and you get every game. Pay us $14.99 a month and you get your team's games. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you just want to watch the Bears games, you could pay a specific price. If you want access to all the games, you pay another price. I mean, how much more beautiful would that be? They could still make all the money in the fucking world,
Which brings me to my next point. Drop your subscriptions and go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com and watch all your podcasts. Straight up. That's pretty funny. So something needs to be done because it is kind of getting out of hand. I wouldn't mind just one outlet to get all sports and paying whatever. It's pretty ridiculous when you
follow the money, man. Follow the money. I mean, everything's a contract. Everything's special interest. Everything is where the money is coming from. Everything, including TV contracts. I mean, so at the end of the day, we as consumers could want it a certain way, but we're going to have to take it the way that it's given to us, or we're not going to be able to watch. I mean, that's just, I feel like, the bottom line on all that, right? We are locked into YouTube TV as NFL fans. Period. End of story.
No, not me.
No? You don't? No, do you pirate it?
No.
How do you?
I got a VPN and the dark web.
And again, I lived in Hong Kong and China for a long time, so we had to do, you have to have a VPN and you have to find things that are, accessible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel you.
Dude, there was a way back in the day where you could get the NFL package for free if you lived in certain countries. It's crazy. A lot of service members used to do it. They'd be stationed in a country and then they were able to get the package.
Snoop, didn't you help create the black box back in the day? I'm serious. You did.
Doxing motherfucker, you. I didn't help create it, but I did help sell a lot of them. I'll leave it at that.
So I think you know what? If I come on for the next show, whenever that is, I know kind of where it is, but I have my pirating device that we used in Hong Kong, and I'll show you this thing. It's probably very similar to what you're talking about.
Is
Looks
it
almost
called
like
an RFT? Is it
I don't know.
a
It looks almost like an Amazon Echo, but skinnier.
okay?
And you plug it in again, this was 10 years, 15 years ago, and you plug it in the back of your TV, right? And this thing, I get everything when I was in Hong Kong via their satellite. I'll show you this. You'd be like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah,
I'll show
probably. That's fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure, brother.
What else you got, Heywood?
That's it for football. You got anything else for football?
I don't think so. I think that was all I had for football. I got a little bit of basketball, but yeah, that's it.
Let's go into the standings and playoff picture. So let's see here. All right, so I got the current standings coming in tonight, pulled
Right.
up. Great source right here, by the way. The NBA League Pass website's actually a really good website, not just to watch your games, but for like stats and everything else. And it's a pretty good website. So OKC is the number one seed, I believe, 3 years now in a row. 9-1 in their last 10. San Antonio's still hot. I'll talk about this later down in the show, but Denver is 10-0 right now. Lakers have fallen off a little bit, but they're still at the 4 seed. So all the seedings are pretty much set, it looks like. I don't think anybody can move with the exception of like a Portland Clippers. Us Suns are in the 7th, and we locked that up last night. So that's what we got in the Western Conference. I'll scroll up to the East. Cade Cunningham returned yesterday, played 26 minutes, fresh off a collapsed lung. So that's big news for them. They didn't fall much off when he left for the last few weeks. So they're the 1 seed. Carter's Boston Celtics are locked into the 2 seed.
Let's go.
Let's go is right. Let's go. And then New York is the 3 and Cleveland's the 4. They're fighting for positioning right now, going into the last couple games of the season. This is the last week of the regular season.
Find a bench is what they're doing.
Yeah, they do, right. So we got the East over here. Things are pretty much locked in now. Snoop's Miami Heat needs Philly to lose to move up if they want to, but it looks like they are pretty much in, and all the seedings are locked in. And then I'm going to go over to the actual playoff picture and what it looks like over here if this thing can load up. So nothing's really changed since last week, Snoop, as far as the matchups go. Pretty much everything's set in stone, just between, I think, 4 and 5, as I mentioned, in the East, and 8 and 9 over in the West. The only things that left to figure out. So right now, the Suns are opening up with a playing game at home against the Clippers. Lakers in that 4 seed with the Rockets. This should be a very good matchup, actually, if the sides are healthy, which we'll get into. Nuggets, T-Wolves. Now, the Spurs are sitting in that 2nd slot. So for our Suns, Snoop, that playing game, if we lose, we go to the OKC side of the bracket. I don't want that. We want to play the Spurs, in my opinion. So anything that pops off for you guys when looking at this?
Go ahead, Carter.
No, man, I'm intrigued. Like, I like the Cavs and Hawks. I think that's going to be a good matchup if that sticks. I really like both those teams. Hawks have been playing really well. Raptors, I enjoy watching. I think they're a deep team. I think they got a lot of redundancy, but I think that should be a pretty good matchup as well. I mean, I'm more focused on the East because I'm more familiar with the East, but Hornets are fun to watch. Heat, I'd probably watch paint dry, but, sorry, Snoop.
All right.
But yeah, when you come over to the West, man, I mean, I don't know who's going to get around the Thunder. I don't know who's going to get around the Spurs. I just don't. I mean, watching the Clippers last night and the Suns last night, sorry, they're good teams. I enjoy the Suns. I think they're pretty deep. So yeah, Rockets, I don't know. I'm not a big Rockets fan. And Lakers, I have no idea what's going to happen with Luka out. I'm now talking about bringing, what is it, Westbrook in or something? I mean, like, what are we doing? I don't know. But
Rumors of it, yeah. There's rumors of that. We'll talk about Luka in a little bit with the injuries.
Yeah, cool.
But, I personally want to play the Spurs and go in that OKC bracket.
do you?
I do. I don't want to play OKC. I just don't.
Yeah, of course.
I'd rather play an inexperienced San Antonio team. That's what it comes down to. Yes, they're better on paper, 100%. They're a damn good freaking team, but they're still really
Fox,
young.
Castle, Vassell.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude.
we make money off Corny on Cornet. I mean, he can put
Right.
up 10 any night. I mean,
Right.
this
Champagne,
is a deep team.
yes.
Harper's
Yeah.
a jewel. This guy, come on.
Just my
that's
point.
That's a tough team.
It is, but they haven't won. They're still looking to do that. I know they're probably going to, but inexperience. That's the reason why I say I'd rather play them.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Than OKC, and I'll do anything not to play Denver. They're the hottest. They're hot as hell. They won 10 games in a row, and it's the first time in a Joker era that he's won 10 games in a row. And they're playing the best ball of the season right now, which is where you want to do. And they're getting healthy. Carter, you weren't here a few weeks ago. We did a futures with Nick Wilcox. It was your Celtics and Denver. I put money on as a finals matchup. So hurry for that. So Denver's looking good. What about you, Snoop?
I would like to ask Carter about these Celtics of his. Tatum just did 5-on-5 action a day or two ago. Is he going to be on the playoff roster?
No,
Is he?
Oh, yeah, he's already back.
Came back.
He's
came
been
back.
playing.
Yeah,
Okay.
What, 3 weeks now, I believe?
yeah, he's been back for 2+ weeks. He has 10 points as we speak. I mean, he's adjusted for sure. And you know what I like about it? To if you want kind of an overview of what I see, he's deferring to Brown because he knows that Brown got him there. And, that's the sign of like teammates in a team to me is, the superstar comes back and goes, dude, Brown got us there, right? I watched it. I watched the game the other night, and he's just deferring to Brown every single time. When Tatum's on the wing, right? He has the open three, and Brown throws in the ball, and then Tatum just whips the ball right back to him. When that happens, and you're just like, dude, you take it. And then Brown drives, gets the two, gets the foul. So I really like the way they're playing together, and I think they're one of the deepest teams. And I know I sound like a homer, but dude, they're a deep team. I mean,
Great.
Shinerman coming off the bench. I mean, even this kid Walsh, the guy with no eyebrows. Like you got Vooch now coming off the bench.
No brow is what his teammates call him.
Yeah, no brow.
No brow.
No brow.
Hey, and you know what, dude?
Hauser, he put up 20.
I apologize because I was thinking Tyrese Halliburton, but I said Tatum. Halliburton just started playing, but
Queta as well,
sorry for
Carter.
the confusion.
It is great, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
He is all.
I know they brought in Vooch to kind of like,
When's he come back?
Vooch is back. He came back 2 games ago.
2 games? Okay.
Yeah, so he's back. And then, unfortunately, it's like Garza, who was playing really well as a backup to Vooch while Vooch was out. Garza's like relegated to the bench, and I was cashing on him every night. 10 points, dude. Money in the bank. Garza, 10 points. He'd come in, end of the first quarter and put up, 2 to 3 right away. And then it's like the odds on that dude would be like crazy. You're like negative 180, to get to 5 or, it's like, no, to get to 10. And it was like, dude, this is just package him with 3-4 other guys. And it's like, it boosts the odds. So, but Garza's kind of relegated to the bench now. He's not seeing time. That's how deep they are. A guy that could come off the bench and get 10 anytime.
Dude, this might be your. Well, I haven't thought about this. So going through your rosters the last 30 years, this might be the deepest team you've had in 30 years.
Super deep. Super deep. I mean, even this kid, sorry, I'm checking my bets. Hugo Gonzalez. I think he's from Spain. The kid's gonna be good, man. Like
He gets run, he rebounds, man.
it reminds me of OKC and how deep they are, and you see like these kids coming off from, and you're just like, wow, this team is so deep at so many levels. So yeah, I honestly hope it's OKC Boston. I would love to see that again.
I like your Boston team. They're getting healthy at the right time. Dude, I'd play anybody else in the East. I would not want to play your team.
Yeah, it's definitely a team that I think is, yeah. I think that was my worry is Tatum coming back and how they're going to adjust.
Dude, you know what? Like I said it a few episodes ago that they were playing phenomenal ball without him.
Yeah.
They've been the number 2 seed most of the year, I think.
I saw Snoop. I saw. I think it was last night. They were projected to have 43 wins or something like that this year.
Yeah,
And
so
what are they at right now? Do you know?
53,
52.
54.
So
They're
There
54
you
and
go.
25.
I did
That's
five.
without him.
I did five futures. Only posted 3 of them. The only one I didn't hit was Boston's under on their wins. I was wrong about that. Completely wrong. You know,
I was wrong too. As a guy that like literally, in the off season, I'm that guy. Yeah, I didn't think they were going to be. I thought, hey, if he comes back, if Tatum comes back at the end of the season, or maybe there's a chance for maybe a plan, maybe we can get in there somehow, like we can figure it out. But no, dude, they've really handled their business. They really have. They look like a really solid team.
So just out of curiosity, I got a FanDuel pulled up, and I'm looking at your Celtics. If you want to share it, Snoop, just for curiosity, Boston is 6-1 plus 600 to win it all, and as of the East, current, you're plus 165. So clear-cut favorites in the East.
Yeah, I think they come out of the East. I really do. I really do. But I don't think they take down. They don't match up well at all with San Antonio, and we saw how they matched up with OKC. But we'll see.
You know what's even more scary? Just thinking about it, I thought about this week about that San Antonio team. They have even untapped his defensive potential. Can you imagine if they run a zone with him at the top of the zone? Like just little things like that of coaching. Like he could play. He's great on defense, great on offense. He could play any position. That team's hard to play against. So they match up tough against most teams.
Yep.
Definitely. For sure. So just kind of curious with the odds on that. So just wanted to bring that up. But in other news that we have, we were talking about Luka earlier. So that's some of the big news in the NBA. Luka Doncic is out indefinitely due to a left hamstring. This is per Shams. This is pretty big injury because he was arguably the best player in basketball the last month. Him and Joker. So that's huge news for the Lakers. And then I got a little video I would like to pull up here talking about Luka. Here, I'll play that in. Let me see if I can share that. Working on production. Just bear with me. All right. Okay. So I got a video I'd like to talk about with Luka and getting treatment. Apparently, he's in Spain right now, getting treatments. Yeah.
Luka?
Yeah, he's in Spain, and apparently stem cell treatment might be what he's getting done. And then Austin Reeves also got hurt. So big blow to the Lakers. Let's take a look at this video.
What is the level of optimism that Luka could be back at some point in the playoffs?
Luka, the expectation around the Lakers right now is both Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves will be sidelined indefinitely going into the playoffs. But we got a new wrinkle going into this week, and that's what I reported last night, and I can further report here today. I'm told Luka Doncic is currently in Spain. He traveled there because he's undergoing an injection procedure in that grade 2 hamstring area to see if he can promote healing and at the end of the day expedite his return process. He's doing everything he can to make it back out on the court. We know a grade 2 hamstring strain typically falls between 4 to 6 weeks. He's doing everything he can to see if he can push that timeline up just a little bit, and we're still not sure exactly how this treatment goes. Does it work? How much does it speed everything up? But that's what he's doing. He's in Spain. Austin Reeves is a little bit of a different card. 4 to 6 weeks, he's out. He's got a grade 2 oblique strain. And so that timeline essentially would sideline him a majority, if not the entire first round series. The goal is for both of these players to be back. JJ Redick has said it. We just have to extend our run in the playoffs to try to get both of them back.
What is the level?
So that's pretty crazy. He's getting stem cell treatment. That sounds like. Snoop, did you hear about that?
Well, I don't know if they specifically said what treatment he's getting, but I would assume that's what he's getting. And it's fucked up that in the U.S. here we're not allowed to get stem cell treatments. It sucks that all these people have to leave the country to go get these treatments in other countries.
A lot of athletes.
It just goes to show you how fucked up the medical system is in our country. So I don't blame him. I would too. If I was in his position, I would absolutely go over there and get the treatment that's working. These stem cells are amazing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't understand. Again, I do understand why we can't.
Yeah,
But
it's fucking. It boils down to fucking money, and that's what sucks.
that's why let's not get started on ACA and healthcare. Why my insurance doubled, and like everybody's got to make, But
Oh
yeah,
shit! You got insurance? You fancy?
it just doubled. I'm not cheating you. It's crazy. We got a family of 4, bro. It's not cheap, right? But long story. Like you were saying, stem cell. Even Dan Patrick. I listen to Dan Patrick a lot. He's I feel like he's one of the godfathers of talk radio, right? And he had to go to Colombia, I believe, to get stem cell because nobody would treat him here for his shoulder. And he's a new man. I got a friend. His name's Clayton. He's, full disclosure, one of the Bachelor guys, and he got stem cell out of country.
Oh, we talked to a Bachelor guy a few weeks back.
Did you? Who'd you talk to?
Joe Cirillo.
Oh, Joe Cirillo. There you go. This is Clayton. Clayton, so he's one of my boys, and he went to Mexico.
We've heard about quite a few athletes over the last few years leave the country and get work. Christian McCaffrey in the NFL last year, right? Was it last year, the year before? Right. Other players, heck, didn't Peyton Manning years ago with his neck get some treatment in Europe, after his surgery? So, is that the doggy DeLorean?
That's Coda. Yeah, that's Coda. That's Coda Kong. He's being a pain in the butt over there.
So if you guys haven't noticed, Carter's got a new name for us tonight. King Kong don't got shit on Carter.
You don't get that shit on me.
But check this out. I got an interesting stat to show about the Lakers. Yes, ever since I talked shit about Luka a few weeks ago, they've been on a tear. Check this stat out, Snoop. Against top 4 teams in the NBA, the Lakers are 1-10 against them. That's pretty telling. And then check this one thing out. So Luka being out, he only has 64 games. He can't qualify for awards.
Yep.
So he's done for the season. And then just to go on to some other players that are ineligible for awards, the likes of Devin Booker, Kay Cunningham, LeBron James, Giannis, and Anthony Edwards.
James.
Yeah. These guys are all ineligible for awards for that 65-game rule. So any thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, I think even Wemby has to play one more game to qualify.
One more, and then
he's going to play tomorrow night or Sunday's the last game. There's no games on Saturday.
So this is brand new news. Luka filed 4 hours ago an appeal. I guess 2 of the games he missed just to see the birth of his new child.
Oh, I got you.
So he's trying to appeal that. But I kind of don't like the 65-game rule. I like what it tries to push onto the players, make them play. But it starts from the top with the tanking. No, I think.
Yes.
And I think it will filter down and domino down. Honestly, if a guy plays 64 games and he's the second or third best player in the league, he should be able to be on All NBA. Just an example. Think about All NBA right now with the criteria of 65 games, right? You have SGA, Joker. Who else is going to be on there? Jaylen Brown, I would say. Kawhi could be on there. But we have a lot of great players that are not eligible for it.
I don't mind a threshold. I think it should be minutes, but that's just me as a better.
That's a good
I like minute thresholds. Even I think Wemby has to come back, and I didn't read into it. I heard it on the broadcast, and they said he has to play one more game, and he has to play 20 minutes of that game. So I don't know why that is.
I don't think is there a minute
20
threshold currently?
That's what they said. He's got to play one more game, 20 minutes in that game.
Well, I
don't
heard
think
that.
there's a total.
No. You know what it is? So, okay, it's a 65-game threshold. You have to play in 65 games. But what's considered playing in a game? You have to have so many minutes to play in a game. So maybe he's got to play the 20.
20.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so he's got to play the 20 minutes to get the full game credit. And, that's a tough one. It's a tough one because, there should be a threshold. 65 games, I think, is more than fair. 17 games or 16 games, I mean, that's 4 months almost, isn't it? Or no. That's a month's worth of games. So is provided you don't have a season-ending injury. I mean,
I like it. Minutes thing, Carter. Kind of like that.
Yeah, I like the minutes. Just and I think the minutes should be. As a bettor, and we could go way deep on this, right? You just see some fucked up shit, and even yesterday, sitting the bench. I forget who. I'm betting, and I'm like, damn, you're sitting the bench in a close game. Even you mentioned it, right, Heywood?
Yeah,
You're like, there's fourth quarter, 3 minutes or three.
It's 3 minutes and 14 minutes, 3:14 left in the Suns Dallas game. It's a 3-point game, and the coach takes all
Dallas
the good
is sitting
players
everyone, right?
out.
Even
So
Nemhard, who is a
Yes.
marginal starter, right? Like, I mean, come on, man, what are we doing? What are we doing?
dude, it's like I said, and I'm not the only one that said it, is get rid of the draft.
Yeah, I remember you saying that when I was on last time.
Get rid of the draft. People will stop
ESPN
thinking.
gotta make their money, dude. You gotta put that on TV. Like, we gotta open envelopes.
Fuck Disney. How about
we gotta
that?
do
Fuck
halftime
Disney.
shows. We're opening the envelope. Here's special executive Bob Murphy to open the envelope for the San Antonio Spurs, and with the 14th pick, everything goes back to money, man. Everything goes back to broadcasting, programming, money, commercials. Like, it's.
I know this guy over here made me spend $1,000 to go to Vegas to watch the NFL draft one year.
Dude,
And that's not even counting gambling. That's just what it costs to go.
You just pencil in 1,000 in losses for gambling.
I think there's all kinds of ideas you could do. We all say there needs to be change. Hopefully they can get their shit together and come out with a good idea. You could take and implement all kinds of ideas. Doug Franz was on, 2 months ago? He was like, just have a March Madness in NBA. Every team make it. And just do like a play-in for the bottom 16 or something.
I remember us talking about that. I like that idea.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea because you teams will play to win.
I think you said something really important, Heywood, that you probably didn't even catch it, right? There's tiers, right? There's tiers in everything, right? There's tiered players, right? So you qualify for tiers, you get ranked into a tier, right? So your tier is A, B, C, D. I don't care how, A, B, C. It doesn't matter how but you're in these tiers, and those tiers have qualifying minutes, games, that they're required to. So somebody like, Potter from Indiana, right? I mean, he's a tier C3, C player or whatever. His qualifications to move up to tier B. And this is how agents, and we start monetizing people, right? In terms of what their contract is worth by their production. So now I'm a money and numbers guy, right? So I look at it like this works into an algorithm, right? So what's your production output over X amount of minutes played, right? And what's that value? So the value is you're penned as a B player based on this ranking, right? To move to an A means you got to do X, Y, and Z, and you got a better contract. But that goes into the minutes played, and then they want to play minutes, right? And then you're really going to be leaning even harder on the coaches that are like, I just feel it's all symbiotic. It all works together. Like, we got to change the way we look at that. We literally opened up the conversation with that by like AI. So why are we not looking at sports and how do we rank people and start being a little more fucking creative than, this 1950s, like, I got 9 guys. There's 5 starters. We have a 6th man. Like, we don't even have positional basketball anymore. What are we doing, right? So I think we just got to start looking at things more in terms of production, output, and that works into earnings. And while I haven't figured it out, if you said, hey, by the next show, figure it out, I'll fucking figure it out for you. I'll come back with something. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's people much smarter than my fucking ass that do this for a living, that make millions of dollars, that can figure out how to make this work, get the agents on board, get the shoe companies on board, get the teams on board, get the arenas, get everything on board that everybody's making fucking money off this, and then it works. Because I'm going to tell you, as a society now that's built on betting, where, 63% of on-college kids now are betting through an app. I'm not talking male, female. I'm talking 63% have downloaded and bet through an app, right? Think about that. It's changed everything. So when, Potter gets 10 points in the first half, and then in a close game, his ass sits for, the entire second half, or, they don't play him during a close game, we have to have some ramifications to that. And if the player and the agent are basically saying, dude, why didn't you play me? I need to move up to that next tier, or that next ranking, or whatever it happens to be. That's putting the accountability back on the coach to be playing the guy, or he ain't signing there anymore.
And Snoop, I want to. Snoop said this last week, Carter. He was talking about getting rid of the draft, which I actually
Yeah, I
like that
love
idea. I love it, but the NBA won't do it for money. But then we talked about, what if there's each team had the same amount of draft cap to go get these players in that draft? Give each team $10 to $15 million. You don't have the bigger cities and markets able to spend more. Just give everybody the same amount of dollar amounts to sign these players out of college or whatnot. That's just a good idea, but something needs to be definitely done for sure, because the NBA attendance is down the last few weeks. Betting numbers across the boards for websites are down a little bit. This is just showing you what tanking is doing to the whole of it, as the whole industry. From the top down.
You're right. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't change the way you bet, especially now during silly season, if you don't change the way you look at things. I was talking to Joel today at the car wash, right? Dude, I'm a pregame bettor. I get my ass handed to me. There's injuries. I'm like, I started giving him, like, here's how I look at things. I look at shot volume. I don't play players. I look and I go, what happened in the first quarter, right? Who's got the shot volume? Who's the ball working through? And, it's like, I didn't think about that way of looking at things. It's like, you got to change the way that you're looking at betting nowadays based on the way that the rotations, and not just this time of the season. I'm talking about betting in general. You got to recondition yourself that live betting, I get it. It's hard to do. I got 3 phones in front of me as I sit. You guys think I'm fucking crazy, but I got 3 phones in front of me watching the game in real time, right? You have to actively day trade to make money in betting. And I make money in betting because I'm focused in my tunnel. And Heywood, you're the perfect example knowing when I'm not focused in my tunnel, I do not make money, right? If I'm driving, trying to bet, if you're like, hey, what do you like? I can't.
If you're on a podcast.
If I'm on
It's like trying to record a podcast with El Poopy. Shout out to our friend El Poopy.
Exactly. How was El Poopy, by the way?
Carter thought he was hilarious.
I love that guy. That guy made me laugh. I was telling people about him. I'm like, I don't know much about him, but he's a funny dude.
Yeah, I don't know much about him either.
But I'll tell you this, man. I'm just saying, like, things have got to change. And the minute you start seeing D.O.J. or Senate investigational hearing or this or that, that is not the fucking answer. The answer is not having the government step in to regulate things. The answer is police yourself, get your shit together, get on board, because if the government starts policing what you're doing, there's going to be so many limitations, and people are just going to stay the fuck in college. I mean, I was listening to...
Go ahead, sorry, Carter.
No, I was listening to Danny Hurley today, and he was talking about, hey, why should his juniors come out? Because, like, they're going to make more money next year. And while he can't promise them a starting job, he can promise them money. And that's more than they're going to be able to get as a 15th player drafted for the NBA that's going to sit on a bench and not get the development time and not get coached the right way. He's like, I'm going to put time into the first guy all the way down to the 14th guy. And that's what they're going to get out of me. And, that's a reason to stay in college. So that devalues even the NBA, right? I mean, because you're not getting young talent. All the good guys are staying. And, yeah, man, I just don't understand why we just kick the can on everything. Kick the can on everything. At least baseball, I know baseball is boring as shit sometimes, but at least we're doing shit, right?
Doing so, yeah.
Putting a man on second. I know you don't like that, but we're putting a man on second, right? Now we have auto balls in second. It's just like tennis from 20 years ago. Tennis has had this shit. Or soccer. Like, welcome to the 90s. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can actually see where the ball's hitting. Like, do you know what I mean?
With the way technology is, it's time to advance. Like, I've always said this the last 10, 15 years, the NFL should have chips at the end of each football inside of it for the markings and, like, instead of doing the chains, which they took away with, just little things like that. Like, did you guys see? Go ahead.
Just coat the whole ball.
Yeah.
Right? Coat the whole ball. Like, don't tell me that we can't. I'm not a smart dude.
All right.
You can coat the whole ball and figure out where the ball is to pass a line, right?
Listen, there's already conspiracy theories about magnets in the ball and controlling how the ball goes. Now you want to make them all electronic so anybody that can hack it can control where the ball goes?
Okay.
All right. I'm just saying.
The squirter came through. Sorry, we couldn't send them to get that one. That one got through our golden duck. Come on, man. I mean, shit happens. It's like, I feel like we have to evolve as a sports society to keep up with the Joneses. I just feel like we've made so many excuses. The umpire,
Yeah.
His little fragile ego needs to say, "Hoo-ha!" Like, no, dude, you know what? I want the box. I see the box. I don't want to get on social media and argue about the ump that doesn't understand that that ball is inside a box or not, or whether that ball crossed the first line down marker or not. Do you remember when they used to keep the little index cards and they used to put the index card between the football and the line? What are we doing?
Right.
Like, and now we're finally like showing a line. I mean, it just seems so antiquated that it's like 2026 and we're showing a line now with like, oh, look, it's near it. Like, I mean, haven't we had this technology forever? So I understand what you're saying, Snoop, but just I don't buy into, like, I don't know, man. You know, football is going to be where the football goes. I mean, there's enough.
It's an entertainment organization, you know.
WWE 2.0. All right. Hey, did you guys see the Kings Golden State game the other night about the fouling with the tanking? I saw tanking take to a whole nother level with this game the other night. Did you guys see this? I got a little clip, Snoop, and I want to show the folks at home. So it was the Kings Golden State game. I got it shared up here. Let me know when I'm ready, Snoop.
You're good.
Yeah, so it was 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. The Kings are a tanking team. Golden State made the plan, right? The Kings are up by 1 at this. That's to a whole nother level, fellas. Like, you're up by 1, 3 minutes left. Yeah, you're trying to lose so you get a better draft pick. You purposely foul the other team on defense to put them at the free throw line. I've never seen that before.
No, it goes in line with everything that we're saying.
Yeah,
You know?
dude. This is
There has to be, if there's no accountability with everything, and Heywood, you know me pretty well. If I tell the kids to come home at 12 and they come home at 12:01, you're going to get a warning. They come home at 12:05, you're going to get another warning. They come home at 12:10, they're not coming home ever. Like, we're not doing that. There's no going out. There has to be accountability for actions. So if there's no fine, if there's no reprimand, if there's no letter, like, then it's almost carte blanche that you can come home at 12:15, 12:30. Like, you can do whatever you want, right? So what was the repercussions out of that? What happened?
So here,
I'll show you in a second.
I got it right here. The NBA already shut it down.
Nice.
Thank you.
What is the league doing to investigate this? Does Draymond's Green comments, players talking about this, escalate things at all?
I'm told the NBA is investigating this situation, this foul that took place with over 3 minutes left in the game to Seth Curry. But King sources tell me that, listen, Doug Christie just made a mistake, a strategical error. He thought he had a foul to give with over 3 minutes to go to get a free timeout. That's the rule. If you have over 30 minutes left, he felt like he had a foul to give. He did not have a foul to give. So the Kings side is saying that this was a mistake. And this is the argument that's going on across the league right now. Tanking versus rebuilding. The Kings are 7-9 in their last 16 games.
Okay.
They were the worst team in the NBA when they went on this 7-9 run. Now they're around 4-5 as far as worst teams. So if they wanted to, quote unquote, tank, they could just continue to lose. They have been ravaged by injuries, I will say. They're obviously not a premier basketball team.
Sure.
So it just goes back to get rid of the draft, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Great point, Snoop.
I mean,
Great point.
When you said that a few weeks ago, my takeaway from literally almost the whole podcast was that's pretty brilliant. I mean, other than the programming aspect of it and the fact that it's a made-for-TV event.
Oh, we lose one night of programming?
Yeah, but think about all the promos that run. And
Snoop, how about this idea? Get rid of the draft, have an event for every team with $15 million to sign all these college athletes and put it on TV. It'll be
like a combine, almost like the NFL does.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
You know, and number one goes to the highest bidder. You know,
it's like your fantasy draft. It's like that energy that you have on fantasy draft day, where the keg of beer's behind you, and you get all your boys, and you're like, "Let's go!" You get the whiteboard up there. You know, like, yeah, I love that idea. Hey, NBA, hit us up. Let's go.
Hey, NBA, get your shit together.
Enough with you talking heads out there getting paid by all the programmers, right? Like, we got shit. Let's go.
Good stuff, Snoop. Good stuff.
Man, I'm gonna have to reach out to some NBA.
You need a publicist, my man.
Yeah.
I have one.
He does.
Well, he or she needs to do their job. Get you platformed on this one. That's
Snoop's
a great
actually-
idea.
Snoop's very smart. I mean, the Here's the Thing podcast, how many people say, here's the thing? Like, brilliant.
Hear me out.
Brilliant.
There you go. Here's
So,
Works.
Tuesdays at 6 p.m. EST, check out this man right here, Snoop Von Poop, for the Here's the Thing podcast.
segue.
Snoop, you have any other, you have some NBA injury news, don't you, brother? You got a little something, something?
What do I got? What do I got? Oh yeah, the fucking foreigner himself.
Yes.
This motherfucker right here that plays for the Philadelphia 76ers.
News today.
You know, this is quite a shame because, you know, Joel Embiid is one of the most talented players that the league has ever seen. But news today, he's been diagnosed with appendicitis and will undergo surgery this afternoon in Houston. So, Carter, I have to ask you, should his green card be taken away or no?
You're talking to the wrong guy, man. You came here legally. You deserve to go through the process and do what you need to do. If we find a reason to get rid of you, then that's fine. But I do feel very strongly that that this particular person is very his work
Injury
ethic is
prone?
very lacking. It's a very
Yes.
lazy individual.
Sensitive.
Very lazy individual. Yeah, I have no respect for. I mean, I grew up in Boston. We fought for your freedom. I can tell you about Bunker Hill. I can tell you about the blockade of Boston. I can tell you everything you need to know about why you have freedom because of Bostonians and why New York became the stronghold capital of British loyalists and why New York became like a British capital versus Boston and why we hate each other so much. I can go all the way back to the 1770s. But we won't do that. I will just tell you that I believe strongly in a work ethic, and you work hard, and you have the right mind frame, and you put the right energy, and you will achieve. And I hate people that are gifted, smarts, athleticism, and don't want to nurture it because that affects the people around them. And he's letting his teammates down. And that's the worst part about it. When you get somebody like Maxey, who literally is the Energizer Bunny, and VJ Edgecombe, which literally the guy is like the nicest dude in basketball and like beautiful form, and you're letting your whole freaking team down. I don't like it. I
Good
don't
point,
like it.
Carter. Like when these guys, these kids don't have that work ethic, they have a ceiling that's capped. When their ceiling could be outside that box in that realm.
So
I mean,
frustrating.
it's frustrating because, like, when I played, I wasn't the most athletic. I couldn't out jump, outrun. I worked my ass off to outwork my opponent. That's what I did. And I put everything into it. And my little bit of ceiling grew because of my work ethic and what I put into it. You know, I'm sure Snoop did the same shit. You know, like,
Boom! I just hit one, by the way. Live bet. Roll here.
hey,
There you go.
let's go. Let's get an
I'll
applause
share
for
it.
Carter, Snoop.
Share it if you want.
Woo!
Dude, that was great. Thank you. I will share it real quick if you allow me to share my screen.
I've never done this before. I gotta go. I'll be
Bang.
right back. 60 seconds. I'll be right back.
Banger. Right
Quickly
there.
for 10, Walter for 10.
Can you zoom in a little bit and make it bigger or no?
Yeah, man. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So Kada, we are just talking about for 5. I was going to play him for 10, which would have juiced the hell out of that. Q for 10, Walter for 5, and Quickly for 10. So 100 paid 200. So there you go, plus 100. So that's where I play. I play in the minus 130s to plus 230s. That's my
Dude, I love that. That's a live bet that you made.
Yeah, live bet. This is the other one that I'm running right now. So Kada at 10, McBride at 5, Robinson at 5. So I was hoping this would be a little closer. It should tighten up a little bit. Hopefully the Celtics make a comeback. But yeah. So again, I play in the 210s plus 100s.
So I have to ask because you've said in the past that WNBA is your bread and butter.
Oh yeah.
So let me hear what you have to say about my girl Sophie Cunningham.
We talked about that, I think.
Did we?
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty.
Yeah. So she's number 1, right?
She's number. How do you put
All
this?
right. How about
She's
Angel
number
Reese? Just
one being marketed, maybe, but I mean, well, no, she's obviously not.
she's not.
She's marketable. Let's put it that way. But no, I mean, she's a fringe, 5, 6 kind of player on the team. Honestly.
So, how does Angel Reese going to Atlanta impact the betting field?
Reese can rebound. Reese is gritty.
That's about it, right? I mean,
But she can also score. She has other teammates that really handle the load for her. So maybe not the right expression. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's honestly like she has her role. And again, somebody that's really good at what she does. She is a gritty player that will go down low and she will rebound the fuck out of the ball. And when they need her to score, she will step up and score. I think she is definitely an A player for sure.
she's definitely, like the feisty player and the face that you want to draw people in. She's great. I personally can't stand her, but I think she's amazing, for her role
See,
and everything.
I try to compartmentalize. Again, even Heywood said it. I don't spend a lot of time on sports social media because I think it's like number one, it influences the way I look at bets, and I want to make my own decisions. I don't want somebody to tell me something. I'm a data guy. So, but honestly, she's what you want in a basketball player. She's willing to do the dirty work and can
we talking
turn it
about,
on.
guys?
Angel Reese.
She
I
related to that
somebody
guy on the Wizards? The same guy?
What?
Aren't they related to that forward on
are
the Wizards
they?
race? I think so, actually.
Are they really?
Yeah, the guy that's been getting 20 boards. Like,
The one to grow on. I didn't know that. That's awesome. I like people like Rakia Jackson. Like I just like people that can turn it on and score and are willing to rebound and pass the ball. WNBA is my bread and butter because there's not many people that can like literally put up the stats, right? So once you can figure out the flow of the game right away, it's a lot easier to bet than, there's 9 guys that can potentially come up and score here. It's like there's 3 or 2 on a team that really are going to carry the load. So anyway,
Carter, April 25th, first game.
let's go.
You're going to
It's
teach
good. I
me.
know people are listening going, these guys are talking about WNBA again. I thought the same thing. I told you I would follow this guy. I forget his name on X, and the countdown, he literally had a countdown clock. We're 22 days away from the start of the WNBA season. And I started watching. He pregame bet everything. He wouldn't live bet. I started tailing him a little bit. He's close, but he's like the 22 leg guy. So then I started going, all right, I'm watching the ticker, I'm watching the real app, and now I'm dialing in, and I'm like, you know what, I can live bet this shit. And that's when I started to live bet, was WNBA, because you can get a flow for the game and you know exactly what's happening. So for me, I just took the WNBA live betting scenario into NBA. I bet 2 to 3 pregame bets all season for WNBA. I hit 2, Heywood, right, the other night, but I don't do that. Because again, I'm a data guy. I look at data and the way data comes in, and I look at who's getting the shot volume and who's putting it down. The WNBA allowed me to do that.
Looking forward to it, brother. I'll be honest with you. The only WNBA I've ever bet is when you sent me stuff last summer. I'm very uneducated when it comes to WNBA, but you actually set it very well to me. There's only a few people in each game that can score. Like, that's what you want to pick on. You don't need to know crap. All you have to do is, like, know who the players are that score and if the game's close. And is there tanking in WNBA?
No, there's no tanking. They all play. Like, even like Phoenix Mercury, like Bonner. Like, there's this girl Bonner, right? She's a center, I believe, and it's like she's good for 5 to 10 points every single night. She's a late game. They always devalue her because she's always at 2 or 3 points at halftime, and then she comes out and she starts firing threes. And she's always like plus 210 or plus, 280 for 10 points. And it's like, just put her in a lay with 3 other people. And it's like, you got a plus 1,200, plus 1,400, plus 1,500 that you can cash in WNBA. Those odds, I play high odds up there in WNBA, not like I do in NBA. But yeah, I mean, Young on Vegas, like all these people can put up 10 to 15 points every single night. There's only a few of them. But once you can key in on who they are and what they're doing that night, I just feel like it's very easy to interpret that data.
I didn't know that's how her name was pronounced.
Rakia, I don't even know. I don't know. Rakea.
No, I
Somebody's
was
gonna
talking about Boner or Bonner or whatever you
Bonner.
said.
Oh, yeah, Bonner. Yeah, and then Copper, Westfeld. She comes off the bench. She can hit a three here and there. It's like, well, if she's checking in and they're down by 10, she's going to shoot. Play her live for a three or two. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like the WNBA is just a little more predictable.
I got some other injury news I would like to share real quick, Snoop. I got to share the screen. Let me know when I'm good.
You're good.
Again, Shams Charania is here with us here on NBA Countdown. Are the Spurs optimistic, Shams, that they're going to get Victor for one of these two last games?
Malika, there's confidence that Victor Wembanyama will be able to play at least one of these final two games as soon as Friday against the Dallas Mavericks at home, potentially. The good news for the Spurs, Tess showed a bad bruise to his rib, and that can impact his breathing. So right now he is day-to-day, though. He needs to play at least 20 minutes in one more game. The Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, very confident that he'll be able to do so potentially on Friday.
Okay, but trouble breathing, that sounds like it could be a little bit scary. So hopefully he's okay and he's able to play.
And he's going to get that 1 week.
Yeah, he gets that 1 week off, and that's going to be important because we're all wondering ultimately what's Vic going to look like in the playoffs, because he's been sensational in the regular season, and yet he's never crossed that 40-minute threshold. What are you hearing about how confident the Spurs are that that's something he's going to be doing in the postseason?
The Spurs are viewing the regular season as a ramp-up period for the playoffs. And anyone that knows the Spurs and their history, it's all about the long-term, the health of the player. And we've known Victor Wembanyama, he dealt with an injury in December that sidelined him a few weeks. And so they're going to be intentionally careful with him anytime he has multiple injuries over the course of a season. And think about it, over the weekend in Denver, that game that went to overtime, he almost got to that 40-minute mark. So that just goes to show they're getting there minutes-wise. Come playoff time, it's going to be hard to keep Victor Wembanyama off the court.
Yeah.
And again, the week in between will serve Vic and this team good notice.
Yeah, just to get a little bit of rest here before the playoffs begin. But you said that this is a ramp-up period. If this is what Victor Wembanyama can do in a ramp-up period, imagine what he's going to be able to do when he crosses that 40-minute threshold. Shams, great outfit, nice matching here, and
Is he the best player since Wilt Chamberlain?
He's definitely a unicorn.
He's a unicorn, but this guy, he could be the greatest if he puts the effort into it. He could be. This guy's a unicorn.
He frustrates me a little bit, especially last year when he was bouncing outside to shoot 12 threes a game or whatever. He was, he was on that run there for a little while. If I'm 7-11, I'm going to be in the paint a little more. I'm going to work down low. I have an advantage. That frustrated me a little bit as a bettor, trying to bet him when he just wanted to take that many threes. But yeah, he's an amazing player. I mean, I think he's a good dude. Like I like good things to happen to good people, and he seems just like a good dude, And he seems
The more
to
and
be
more
really
I see
humble.
from him, the more and more I see from him, the more and more I like him. He's a stud on the court. And that's the most important thing to me, is just like if you can perform, and when he came into the league, I thought he was too skinny. He's too thin. He can't muscle up against these guys. But he's really proven me wrong and just put it all on the court, man.
He gets stronger, puts on some muscle. Yeah, in which he has. This guy, I was telling you left earlier, Snoop, for a second. Can you imagine playing like a zone defense against him with him at the top of the key? That hasn't been tried yet. It's like he's elite defensive player. He can play guards. He's positionalist. This guy's ceiling is amazing.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
only 3 years in right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going to be multiple MVP. That's for sure. What he can do from there, I think he's surrounded with the right people. I think he has the right coach. I think he's in the right place. He's not in LA. He's not in New York. He's not in Boston or Miami. He's in the right place. San Antonio has always been structured with pop and foundation and, blue collar basketball and really working hard. I think he's just in the right system, and Castle and, Vassell and these guys around him. I think I enjoy watching him. I think he's an amazing player.
I agree. Like he's in the right organization.
Yeah.
That's the best place for him.
He is.
Yeah, it's for sure. And I think a lot of people, especially in NFL, not to deviate here, but a lot of people don't realize that it's what organization you go to and what that organization and how they develop players. And I think that so much is lost where we say busts or whatever. And it's just like, it's not a bust. It's just a bad fit, dude. How many times have you seen somebody go from one organization to the other? I mean, let's look who just won the Super Bowl. It's like, you go from one organization to the other, and then all of a sudden you're a rock star. The Jets suck. Sorry, New York, but the Jets are terrible, and they do not have culture. They do not have identity. They haven't had it since Gastineau. Like, they don't have anything that's foundational to develop players. And that's tough. When you go to a place like Seattle, I feel like you really have that. Or you go to a place like not even New England. I mean, when Vrabel's here now, I feel like, yes, that is more development oriented. But there's a lot of teams that just, they're a bad fit for the wrong people. And I think that's even more so in NBA. Anybody in the NBA can put up 20 points. Watch, this is silly season. I mean, I'm looking right now. I just saw somebody, who was it? I mean, Pritchard has 21 points already, and they're only in the third.
Right. Or like, remember Cam Thomas's second last game with the Nets? He had 31 points, and he gets cut 2 games later.
Right,
Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
I mean, like Walker, this guy can put up 30 points on Indiana any given night, right? And it's just, anybody can score. It's just, can they be developed? Can they play in the right system? Do they understand their role? It's like Derek White, okay? It's going to sound like a homer. Derek White can go up and put up 20 tomorrow night. But Derek White screwed me the other night. I believe he had 6 points. I needed him for 10. I don't bet Derek that much. But he was starting to shoot, and I'm like, all right, I need him for 10. He's going to get 10. He just deferred and deferred and deferred. I think he had 3 steals that game, 1 block, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. It's like he does what he has to do within the system now that Tatum's back. He doesn't need to be a scorer. He needs to be the defensive guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Siri, can Snoop Von Poop score 20 points in today's NBA?
Survey says
Plus 112.
Plus 112. Taking the under, my man.
Snoop!
I don't appreciate that, Carter.
Shit.
Dude, who was it? Heywood, who was it the other night that was 0 for 8 from 3? And we're like, you can't even come. I mean, come on.
Oh,
You and I can
yeah.
run out there and chuck one
Right.
up. And,
Right. And two of them was an air ball. There's 2
especially
air
during
balls.
silly season, they're not even playing defense.
Yeah.
How many
And
points were scored last night in the fourth quarter alone? I would love to know in combined games because there was 0 defense. I mean, 0 defense being played at any game. I mean, I cashed like 3 late game bets
That's funny you say
yesterday.
that.
You know,
The over hit in almost every game last night.
did it really?
Yeah. That's crazy. So I know we got 2 more segments. I know we want to talk about NBA live betting with Carter, but I know we want to do some Suns talk as well. I got one little nugget I want to talk about real quick, before we get in the Suns. I know I've been talking about Joker every week. He's the best player in the world. He leads the NBA in rebounds and assists. He leads the NBA, folks. This guy's a center. This guy is the best player in the world. He's my MVP. They've won 10 games in a row. The NBA needs to look out. Straight up. That's enough said. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Is he even eligible for the NBA awards this season?
By the way, this is my sibling that I was talking. I mean, my sibling, my
Oh,
child I was talking about earlier. So,
Hello, sibling.
hey, sure.
yeah, we're the same age. Look at us, we're kids. This is Griffin, by the way.
Hi.
What's up, Griffin?
Griffin was quite the flag football player back in the day, right?
Always spreading my
Her, I know her.
Okay.
Don't expose the dynasty.
I know, right? Actually, enjoyed coaching.
Quick thoughts
Sorry.
on Joker, guys. Just quick thoughts. The average is triple-double. Second time in history that's been done 2 seasons in a row behind Westbrook. Even Oscar Robertson didn't even do
Am
it.
I overthinking it? Because he's not, like, I always think about a player like Joker and say, if he was conditioned, what could he do?
Maybe he is conditioned. That's just how he is. He's a farm boy.
So you think he could be better?
Yes.
I just think his I don't know, man. I just feel like he plods, and I know that's his game. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I watch enough Joker. I get it. He's a plodder. But I feel like I don't know. I just look at him and go, man, if this guy was like, it's kind of like the way I look at Luka, right? I guess when everybody was fat shaming Luka, it's like I think they were onto something. I think that was damaging him. I think that he had too much weight on him. I felt like he couldn't play at that weight. And I know Joker can play at that weight. I'm just saying. He's definitely bigger than last year. I can tell you that. And he's going to be bigger next year. So,
Dude, guys, I thought about
I
this
don't really have an
earlier.
opinion on it. I know he's an amazing player. I'm not saying his
Right,
weight
right.
is effective or ineffective.
But,
I'm just saying, could he be like?
Could he be better? Yeah. Snoop, can you name what centers are better than him in history? I can only name 2.
Kareem and Wilt
That's it.
and Bill Russell.
Russell.
Bill. Okay, so fourth. Okay.
Look
You're
at
right.
how
You're totally right.
Russell playing
call,
basketball
Snoop.
at the limit.
He's ahead of Shaq, head of Hakeem. Dude,
You can't take my boy Shaq out, can you?
dude, he's taken that from Shaq to, in my opinion. The dude just, I don't know. He's unreal. He's just unreal. I talk about him every week, but this dude's.
This is my son with Shaquille.
Shaq.
By the way. But yeah, I think you're right. He's definitely top 5 all time. But I don't know if you can.
I think the thing with Shaq. I think if Shaq would have kept himself in shape and trained more, he'd be the best ever.
Well, that's what Kobe said. Remember, he
Perfect
was asked.
example, yeah.
He was asked about that. If Shaq had Kobe's work ethic, what would Shaq be? And Kobe said without hesitation. I think it was on a talk show. He was like the greatest of all time. Easy.
Well, as a guy that's been around him in Hong Kong, he has a great personality. Like he's a fun dude. He enjoys life.
Personality don't bring championships.
I'm just telling you, somebody like Kobe, man, is wired different. Kobe is wired. He's a killer, right? Like Kobe has wanted to be Jordan his whole life. He grew up wanting to be a killer, and
Imagine if Shaq had that same mentality.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's exactly where I'm going with it. Imagine if Kobe and Shaq had the same killer mentality, and it's tough to put those two together. It's oil and water, right? It's a guy that's literally, coming out for practice naked with flopping all around, with Kobe going, man, can we just get serious and put in the time and work on this play? And like that's hard. That's a hard dichotomy to digest as a teammate, I'm sure, when you're just wired to kill,
I will say this: nobody had more nicknames than Shaq. That's for sure.
No more what?
He had the most nicknames of any superstar ever.
Yeah, he's a fun dude. Amazing.
Big Cactus, the Big Aristotle.
Big cactus. Yeah. What was he in Boston? What was his nickname in Boston?
Oh, what was it called? Oh, I remember.
That's the Shamrock. No, I'm just kidding.
It was something silly like that. It was something like, and he
It was
actually
silly.
when he went to Boston, he went to Harvard Square, and that's where Harvard University is in Cambridge, and he sat as a statue for like hours, like as Shaquille, and people were like, taking pictures. That was his big coming out party. I forget what his nickname was. McBride
it
keeps
for-
missing. God damn McBride.
The big, what the heck? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I think it was the Big Shamrock.
The Big Shamrock.
Sounds
Oh
right.
my god! I just made that shit up, dude. You
Dude,
guys,
I'm being serious. I'm checking.
Look it up, Carter.
I am.
The biggest
The
leprechaun
Big
ever.
Shamrock. That was his
Yeah.
name. Big Shamrock. Look at you. He embraced the moniker upon signing with the team. All right. Yep. That was it. His nickname was the Big Shamrock. That's funny.
So I'm done with NBA news. Snoop, should we roll into some Suns news?
yeah. Well, isn't that NBA news?
Yeah. So I want to do a cheers to my Phoenix Suns and Snoop's Phoenix Suns. I want to say thank you to the owner, the GM, and the coach and the players to make the playoffs this year with so much national negativity against them and not giving them any love. Thank you for this season. It's a success. I don't care what they do moving forward. Making the playoffs after the last 2 years of garbage that we had with Beal, KD, being cancers. We have a team. They're fun to watch. So I want to do a cheers. The Suns are officially the 7th seed, and they made the playoffs. So I'm down with that. Give an applause to the Suns, Snoop. So they are the 7th seed in the West. They could play the Clippers or the Blazers. The Blazers have 2 games left. The Clippers have 2 games left. Interesting that they both play each other Friday. Go ahead, Carter.
Oh, no, I was waving to my family. There you go.
Okay.
They're going to guitar practice. My bad.
So I think there's a game difference between them, but that's it's going to be the opening play-in. It's going to be a home game. If we lose that game, we're going to host another play-in game against the loser or the winner of the 9-10 matchup. So hopefully we play the Blazers. They play each other Friday. So I just want to say thank you to the Suns because, for real, successful year. No matter what they do going forward, they should have made the playoffs nationally. But me and Snoop, I remember us talking in the summer. This team has enough to be a playoff team, and they did. So, 7th seed.
Likeable team.
Yes. They are.
Except for Brooks.
Yeah, right. So that's perfect you say that. I want to get into the game the other night. So, Snoop, we've been saying all year our team hasn't been healthy. There's only been, 2 games now? Completely healthy. So, the Wednesday, KD returned. They haven't played each other all year. KD got mixed. He got booed and cheered through the intros. But I want to talk about the game. The first quarter was the best quarter the Suns have played all year long. I think at one point they went on a 24-0 run. They end up losing the game by 14 in the second half. So 2 things. A, Dillon Brooks should have shut his mouth and not talk shit to Kevin Durant. So in the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter, there's it's all over social media. Dillon Brooks and KD. Dillon Brooks was just talking shit to him, and he didn't say a word to him before that. And KD was off. Dillon Brooks only had like 2 points. He started yapping at KD, and then KD went off. I think he had like 5 or 6 threes. He didn't make a shot before that. That kind of triggered KD. So I didn't like that. It was arguably our best quarter and arguably our worst second half. Molly Watch is a stud. It was the first time he started a game. He had 13, 14 rebounds, 3 or 4 blocks. He had a huge double block last night's game. But Dillon Brooks yapping at KD, I didn't like. It was good to see our team healthy. Now, last night's game, Green got hurt. He did try to come back in the game, but they held him back. So, again, another injury. Thoughts, Snoop?
I love Dillon Brooks talking shit. I want him to do it more. This is what the Phoenix Suns organization has needed for the last 30 fucking years. They've never really had the player that's just going to take the brunt of it, to go out there and put their balls on the fucking table. And I love Dillon Brooks. This is amazing. You know what sucked the other night is KD crossed him over immediately when he was talking all that shit. But whatever, that's fine. But Dillon Brooks is exactly what the Suns needed, and they wouldn't be in the play-in spot if he wasn't on the team.
He does bring an edginess to the team, that's for sure. I agree with you there. They've never really had an edgy player. Like, we didn't know much about him coming in. Most fans don't like him. He does a lot of good things.
I wouldn't like him if he wasn't on my team either.
Right.
That's what makes him beautiful.
There's a lot of guys like that, yeah.
Draymond Green is one of them, Like, I fucking hate Draymond Green.
In hockey, you hate him, right? Marchand's going to get under he's going to clip your balls with the stick left and right. But the minute he's on your team, you love him.
Right?
I know. I just don't think you should poke the bear. That's all. I understand. Brooks has cachet. Like he has a pedigree. Like he's got a resume. He's got a CV. Like he's an okay player. He can put up 20. Yeah. But I don't know. You poke KD. We know what happens when you poke KD.
I was a pussy. Check this out. I saw the yapping, and I'm like, he's gonna start going off. What's his odds on threes? 3, 4, 5. I didn't place it. I thought about it. He ended up having 6. which is a lot for KD. A lot, It was crazy plus money odds, but sometimes you don't want to poke the bear. Sometimes
I think KD is a big wuss. I think he's a kid trapped in a man's body, but my opinion of him as a basketball player is that he's probably not tough enough. But you know what? Don't piss him off, because he is the guy that will sit there and look you down. He is stone-faced, ice cold, and he will drill it in front of you, and he'll just leave the wrist out. Be like, dude, I just feel like he's the wrong guy to poke. It's like Brunson. I hate Brunson. He's a New York Knick. But
you poke, you yap at him, you get him going. He's electric.
Just let him put up his 28 and just hope that McBride and Hart and Robinson and everybody else just don't do anything.
I just looked it up. KD was 1 for 5 before Dillon Brooks.
Really?
Yeah. I would have just kept shutting up. Just keep letting that go how it was. He erupted. But anyway, KD thinks he's the scapegoat when it comes to Phoenix. In past conversations, he thinks the fans were out after him. And I got a little video I would like to show of Eddie Johnson from Sirius Radio, who's EJ. Shout out to EJ, man. He's awesome. He does play-by-play for the Suns sometimes. He's got a great show on Sirius. So I just want to play this real quick on his take when it comes to, he's talking about KD. Bear with me here. Shoot. Where are they?
But for some reason, KD thinks that Suns fans did not appreciate him. That is not true. I wish if I had a conversation with him to just tell him that is not true. Suns fans respected him, man, because he showed up every night and he did what he does well. Because for some reason,
earlier in the year, he was talking. He just talked a lot of smack when it comes to Phoenix. He thinks the fans, in a nutshell, just didn't like him, and I think he's kind of, how do I say this? With the burner accounts.
Yeah.
He's kind of salty when it comes to anything being positive, because there is positive things being thrown at him, and he just deflects them. I saw it on social media last summer, all over the place. I think you're right. I think he's kind of a cancer. I think
he's just got rabbit ears, and I think that affects the way he plays. And honestly, everybody is sensitive, right? I mean, somebody gets on here and says, "Oh, that Carter dude's a fucking dick." I mean, I might think about it for a minute, but at the end of the day, I'm not a professional basketball. I should just be dismissing that, And he got mad because that meme was going around with him laying all the money on the bed, and that wasn't him, and he took all offense. It's that kind of stuff. We got to let it go, but I think that real sports fans, and I think this is probably what you're getting at, Heywood, real sports fans will consider him a good player. Hardcore sports fans want you to show up, shut up. I really feel like you get sensitive and you get in your cups about things and you start crying. It's as real sports fans, we don't have a lot of sympathy for crying. You're making too much money. You're on the stage. You control your world. We don't got a lot of time for crying, making that kind of money a year, right? I mean, that's my opinion on KD. I think he's an amazing player. I think he's a stone cold killer. But I think he's into his cups. I think he's sensitive, and it's just it is what it is, man. I mean, if you feel the fans are out for you, the fans are going to go for you.
Snoop Carter. All-time ranks, KD. Top 20, top 10, top 30, top 50.
I'll put him in the top 20. I'll say that.
I don't know.
I don't know if he goes above that.
No, I mean, I don't know who you take out. I mean, I'd have to look at all the names. It's I see that all the time, the rankings. The middle of a silly season when there's no sports, we're ranking everything. And it's but who do you take out? Do you know what I mean? It's the top 20. No, I don't think he's in the top 20.
Is he better than someone like Karl Malone? Karl Malone, yeah, Karl Malone's an amazing player. Minus the championships, is Durant.
Karl Malone's in the top 30 or 40. I don't know if
you don't think Karl Malone's in the top 30.
I swear, if we we could put a list together, I don't think he makes the top 40.
Top 40 even. Wow.
I had this
Carmelo?
conversation with my boss at work.
I would really have to think about, all the players, but
And
that's
that's the thing,
amazing to
because
me
you
to
start,
think.
if we're talking about generational, let's say from the 80s up, or of course. But when you start looking, and we literally went back a little bit today, and you start talking about Clyde Drexler, and you start talking about all these players that should be in the top 40. You start talking about, Dr. J and all these people, like that number adds up quick. You're in 25 to 30 land quick with players that are like, of course he's there. Of course Joker's there. Of course he's there. Robinson's there. Of course these guys are there. And then before you know it, that Karl Malone keeps getting kicked and kicked and kicked. I think that'd be a
People
good
forget
exercise.
about Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy is not a top 40 player.
Come on, man, you're a Boston guy.
He
What do
just
you
isn't.
mean?
By the way, Kata just got 10. I need McBride 1 point. McBride, stop missing. Get back in. Let me cash another one.
Heck, I might be able to name 8 better Celtics than KD.
Look, and Bob Cousy's my favorite player of all time, dude. What?
Really?
What?
He's
Bill
dribbling
Walton.
with his left hand. Look at this guy go. He was plumbing last week. And look at him. He's
Sounds
dribbling
just
lefty.
like it.
Look at him go. He's a
That's just-
dynamo. He's on the parquet. He's a performer on the parquet.
All right.
Snoop, I got one more thing, and then if you want to go first, if you got any more Sun stuff, I got the Hall of Fame stuff.
Go ahead.
So we talked about last week, Amari Stoudemire got in the Hall of Fame, and now Mike D'Antoni is now a NBA Hall of Famer.
Did you just call him Dan Mike Tony?
Dan Mike Tony.
Well, he did have a brother with that similar name, but yeah, 7 seconds or less. NBA's version of Right Now. I gotta say, he probably should get some credit with how the NBA is being pushed right now, with how the game's played. Those teams of the Suns were incredible to watch in the 2000s. So we had 3 Suns eligible for the Hall of Fame, and 2 of them have gotten in with Amari and D'Antoni. I still think Kevin Johnson is deserving more than them, but like we said last week, outside stuff probably is holding him back from what he did off the court with this scandal. But what's your thoughts, brother? Snoop, I got to talk to you.
Yeah. D'Antoni really set that run gun offense, let's be honest. Phoenix got fucked, in the playoffs that year with the Spurs, and so they need to be in there. He consistently won 50 plus games every season that he coached. Absolutely, he should be in there.
What he did for the game changed the game. I wouldn't say he's one of the greatest coaches ever. Just what he brought and how the game changed. That's why he is deserving to be there.
Yeah, no, he definitely deserves to be there. I don't think he's on the Mount Rushmore of coaches like Eric Spoelstra should be, but he definitely is in the conversation, and he should be definitely in the Hall of Fame.
Right. I think he's the second or third best Suns coach in history. Not even the first, but I'd put Cotton Fitzsimmons in front of him. I would. That's just me. I'm old school though.
So just for shits and giggles while you guys are talking about that, because I don't really have an opinion on D'Antoni. You guys know much better because you've seen him firsthand. But just went through Claude and basically gave them rank rings, points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game as a criteria going in to rank the top 40 players. And surprisingly, they put Karl Malone at 18.
Ooh, the mailman.
The mailman at 18. Elgin Baylor at 19, John Stockton at 20. So, and I mean, people on there like Steph Curry, Hakeem, West. They put Kevin Durant at 12.
John Stockton is probably the best point guard in history, in my opinion.
He is. I agree.
Put him at 12?
He has 0 rings, though.
Well, that's because Karl Malone couldn't produce.
Karl Malone like to shoot the squirrel. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel.
Like to shoot the squirrel and I like to eat it. That was some funny stuff. Surprisingly, they got Pippen at 26. Now, again, I haven't
too
given it
high.
any kind of other criteria that I would probably put in here, but that's high. Oh,
Does
they got your
Pip,
boy Kuzi at 39.
Wow. Snoop.
It's based off rings, though. He averaged 18.4 points, 5.2 rebounds, 7.5 assists, but he's got 6 rings.
there you go.
So that's kind of what did it, I think, for him.
Wins help.
Chris Paul at 36. Not much.
Just for shits and giggles, where's Charles Barkley on that list?
Barkley is at 16, no rings, 22 points, 11.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. So, yeah, I mean, they're, the way it ranked based on my criteria. So it went Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Russell, Bird, Wilt, Tim, Shaquille, Kobe. That was the top 10. Then it went Oscar, KD, we went over everybody from there.
With Snoop and I being Suns fans, with D'Antoni, there's a shit ton of positives he did. We probably think of the negatives right away because the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't like being negative, but he didn't take Steph from Curry in the draft. He said he would never play for us, so that's a negative. The year that we wanted a great defensive coordinator to come in like a Thibodeau, he said hell no, and ownership wanted it. Can you imagine the Suns played a little bit of defense back then? But that's the only two bad things I would say. But other than that, that's awesome. He's in the Hall of Fame. That's awesome.
I'm excited for him. I think he definitely. And I was gonna say he definitely deserves it, but then I started thinking about it. Like, I don't know, does he? I mean, he like I said, he had the great run and gun Suns offense. It's amazing. But what did he accomplish?
He wasn't even the best coach in his era. He's just how he changed the game with the offense they ran. 7 seconds or less. I'll shoot the other team by at least 20, 30 shots. If I get 20, 30 more shots than the other team, I'm going to beat you because I'm going to make some of them,
How would he fare in a Boston hardcore mosh pit?
So he's a little doughy. He's a little doughy. He's got a little JD Vance to him. Sorry, we don't want to steer it anywhere.
That's pretty much it. What I got, Snoop. Into any other things you want to bring up, brother?
No. I just want to say, follow the Odds Are podcast. What is it called?
Odds Are.
You got it. It's not so much of a podcast anymore. It's just me bitching about shit. Hey, I got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Okay, you guys are NBA guys. Okay. Who has the highest winning percentage among coaches?
Ooh. Man. Is it Spoelstra?
Raw winning percentage.
Is it Spoelstra?
It's either Phil or Red. I'm probably wrong.
A little more current. A little more
current?
Yes.
Kerr?
Kerr's 2.
Interesting. Is there a minimum amount of games? You got me. Who?
Joe Mazzulla.
Oh, that was gonna be that was gonna be my other guess. That's why I asked about the minimum games. The minimum games.
Like, oh God, more Homer bullshit. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I thought about
I heard that in the broadcast the other night, and I had to look it up. Anyway,
Makes sense. He's got some winning teams on his belt,
elite roster, but yeah. But there's a lot of criticism about Joe in the beginning, like me included. Like, this dude can't coach. What are we doing? We're just going to jack all the time. That's our philosophy. Just going to keep jacking. Some nights we're not going to just get it. Okay, cool. Seemed to have adjusted pretty well. But yeah, interesting, right?
Yeah, and didn't we talk about it last summer? There was a little bit of there was a disconnect, like during training camp or something. There was like rumors of disconnect with the players and him, but over the time, Dude, he's done great.
I think that he's also a very like, and again, I have no insight, and I don't know. He just seems like a dude that's like he's maybe close to the spectrum. I don't know the way like he looks at the like he's very like super dry. Like it just, I don't know. His personality is different. Do you know what I mean? And I think that that's from the outside looking in. It's kind of like he doesn't seem like a good coach. I just feel like there's a snap judgment on him from kind of the way he conducts himself or looks or talks or acts or gives his interviews, But yeah, I'm convinced now. Especially what he's done without Tatum on. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We need overtime, by the way, in the Celtics-Knicks because I need McBride to get back in because he missed a free throw, of course, to not cover 5 points so we could cash another one, brother.
So one thing I was going to do was going to do some live betting with you, but there's not enough games on the slate tonight.
Yeah, not much.
It's kind of quiet. And it's late. But Snoop, that's all the stuff I have. Do you have anything more before we dive into Carter's NBA live betting segment?
I don't think so. Go ahead.
So all the people at home, I'm bringing Carter on for a reason. He's been on a heater. A little bit of downtime a few weeks ago with betting because of silly season. But like he said, what was the biggest words that he said? Adjusting how you bet during silly season. And he's definitely have. So what I want to do is have Carter tell you what he's been seeing when it comes to NBA live betting. Folks, there's not many people in the world that NBA live bettors. That's why this guy right here is one of the best. And I'm proud to have him on. So, Carter, tell the folks at home what you've been seeing, reads, what time frame are you placing bets? Are you playing certain players, role players like you normally do, minutes, so on and so forth. And for the ones you're not hitting, your reads are there. Because I know like a couple weeks ago, we were down a little bit, and then the last week and a half, you started catching fire a little bit. I think you hit 7 bets last night? 7, right?
7.
Right?
Yeah, I've been hitting 7, 8, 9 pretty consistently. Now, again, when I say I'm hitting, again, I'm in plus 100, plus 200 territory, but I don't hesitate to put 100 or 200 on a plus 100 now. I play Shea all the time, SGA. I feel like
Can I
he's
interrupt
super
you?
undervalued. Yeah.
Last night you sent me a bet. You put 100 just on Shea to hit 1-3, and then you only won $53 off of it, but it's a win and it builds.
I'm going to take it. And I think that that's going back. So I've been betting a long time, man. I've been at the track since I was 18, but sports betting through bookies before the books and things like that, before, little apps. So it's always been pregame betting, right? Hey, I think X going to win. Now that we have player props, I only play player props. I will not play a line. I don't care, honestly, who wins unless it's one of my teams. I don't care. So player props is my thing. And playing player props, it's not like I go into every game. I go in with a philosophy of like, hey, Harden has a good matchup, or, name the guy, Thompson should dominate in this one down low because he's playing against somebody that's smaller and softer. Like I have theories going in, but I resist now even that first quarter almost. I want to see how the first quarter plays out. And so how I've adjusted, and I think this is where most bettors get into trouble. Now, I was a guy that was ripping and running through the sports book, adding 200 here, 200 there, 200. I'm constantly adding and re-upping and re-upping and re-upping, 500, 1,000, 1,500. And I mean, I went through probably $18,000 in losses in 1 year. And I could stomach it. It's not, it didn't kill me or anything, but it hurt, so I had to do something different. And I hate losing, and I have an ego in terms of I want to win, and I don't mind being proven wrong. But I want to make the right reads. So coming into basketball, started with WNBA. We already went over that. Turned into live betting, but it's turning into interpreting data. And how do I look at data? I don't look at them as honestly as people. I look at it as what their shooting percentage is, and I don't care who thinks I'm a homer or getting paid. I don't have enough followers to get paid. The Real app changed my betting career.
Thank you, Carter, for showing me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you saying, hey, you're on ESPN and you're toggling box scores and all this shit. We are in a real live data feed world. We're all on social media. We see things happen in real time. Our sports should be in real time. Our APIs, meaning the way we get data, it should be in real time. If you're not getting data in real time, then you're already cutting off one leg. If you're only pregame betting, you're cutting.
Then you're behind.
Yeah, you do you want to make money? I need to make. I haven't refilled my FanDuel account God, I don't even remember the last time. I'm withdrawing, and I'm not bragging because I was bad. But
Last
I'm taking out,
August?
yeah, maybe. I'm taking out 500 and thousands all the time and ripping them out. My wife at one point was like asking me questions like, how much are we betting and what are we doing and this and that? And I showed her and she was like, holy shit, like, you're really good at this. I'm like, I'm pretty good because if I can get in my tunnel, and this is my tunnel, and I can put my 3 phones in front of me, you know, and I should have more, you know, and I can watch the games in real time. You know, for me, am I still here?
Yeah.
Press the button. Yeah, you know, for me, that's how I consume. I consume data, and I'm a numbers guy. I'm a CFO. I consume numbers. So I'm just looking at data. So what I do is I go to the Real app on my phone, and I go to each game, and I pull up the games that I'm interested in betting, and I go to FanDuel, and I'll be super quick because I don't want to be super elongated with this, but I will share my screen if you allow me to. And I'll try to bump it up a little bit here. But here's what people do. They come in here and they'll click on like NBA and they don't realize that they'll go in each game and they'll try to figure out exactly what to bet in real time. So we go to the NBA button and we go to Parlay Builder. And Parlay Builder is the biggest cheat. And to my knowledge, I don't know why they do this because this is an unfair advantage for us, first the house. We hit Parlay Builder and it's going to give us this 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Then it also gives us the amount of twos and rebounds. And I just rip and run after the first quarter of the 4 o'clock game. I'm out here in, you know, West Coast style. So 4 o'clock games, that's 7 o'clock East Coast. I click on 10 points. Now there's not a lot of live games, so this is kind of a wasted exercise. But normally we got 6, 7 games going. And I'm following in real time on the Real app. And I'm seeing what's happening on my data feed. And I'm like, all right, you know, Pritchard's taken 4 shots. So I'll go to literally each team and I'll go to look at what their field goal shots are. And I start making my decisions on volume. And then I start making my decisions on minutes, who's getting playing time. And then I start making my decisions on who's actually hitting. So I'm playing a lot, to answer your question, I'm playing a lot of B, C, and D players, not just because of the year, because I'll play somebody for 5 points. I don't mind playing somebody for 5 points. In fact, the bet that I have live right now, of course, McBride missed his free throw. So, you know, Keita for 10, McBride for 5, Robinson for 5, and Mitchell for, 10. So that's a plus 210. So I'm putting these guys together that sometimes are B and C players based on what they're doing that night and then adjusting to how the game flows. Sometimes I'll place bets in the first and early second quarter and I made the wrong read. I'm like, shit, they're not getting the volume. So by the third quarter, not even at halftime, by the end of the second quarter or early third quarter, now I'm looking at volume. And I'm like, well, Mitchell is fucking shooting the shit out of the ball today. He's getting past the ball. And then I started even looking down to who's passing him the ball. And you're like, well, Mitchell's getting some run here. So who's got the assists? Well, Bam's passing today. So Bam's going to pass to a cutting Mitchell, So I just start making those reads in real time about like how I can find real data, real time, and then I can put it together in a 3, 4, 5, 6 man parlay to get the most value that I can, knowing that anything over 200, 250, it's a slot machine. We're going to depend on 4 to 5 guys to do something. It's very difficult, and I hit 11 legs and 15 legs a lot, but they're usually at the 5-point level or the 10-point level, and the odds come out to plus 400 or plus 350. So my adjustments are just what happens in real time. It's like an argument or like a fight or like a conversation. You don't sit there, and that's what's wrong, I think, with social media. Social media doesn't listen. They just hold their line and they don't listen to what's being said. That is like the wrong way to bet. The right way to bet is, holy shit, Snoop's got a point on this. Like, that's a good point. I didn't think about it that way. That is a good conspiracy that maybe the ball is like moving around or maybe they can influence the ball. I'm going to change my argument a little bit and start adopting some of the shit that he says because he's making sense, right? So not being scared to like adjust your betting style in real time, even that same night or that same 10 minutes later, and being able to say, well, fuck it, Bam is not on today. I'm not playing. I'm going to play him for assists. Or Mitchell's the guy tonight, and I'm still watching. He's still jacking. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just making adjustments in real time, and it changed the way that I win. It changed the way that I bet. I clear $200 to $300 pretty much regularly, in terms of winnings. And don't get me wrong, I don't win it every night, but there was a time there that I went 45 days and I only didn't hit a bet for 3 nights in a row, and there was only a 6-day window where I wasn't profitable. If I can lock in and do that, it's just my brain works, it processes quickly. It's like a debate, somebody that's really good at debating, right? They can see Snoop's weakness or whatever, and they can take advantage of it in a debate by turning it on them. And I feel like that's live betting to me, is how do I use the data as fast as possible with more data to put it together to make money? And that's all I've been doing, man. I look at it as like day trading or stock trading. I'm trading a lot of oil right now. I'm trading a lot of futures, a lot of options, and I'm trying to do it in real time based on data. I'm trying to up my game. Somebody said, oh, you don't post or do much betting anymore. I still bet, but now I'm betting, on a market that has swings of $4, $5, $6, $10,000 that are like, it's like a fucking roller coaster sometimes, especially what's happening with oil. Somebody in the government says something stupid and oil tanks, something happens and the strait gets closed. Oil goes through the, it's just like anticipating what's happening in real time. Again, it's just data. Now I'm taking data from what people are saying on social media, and I'm trying to apply that to futures and options in the stock market. Same thing with betting. So yeah, it's complex but simple, right? And you don't need to be looking at 6 games at the same time. You can focus on one game.
You just said it's hard as fuck, but it's simple.
No, it really is. I mean, think about it. Like, you can complicate anything, right? How do you make your wife happy? She's not here now, right? How do you make your wife happy? Yeah, whatever you need.
Say yes.
Yeah, whatever you need. Like, who cares? Is it going to inconvenience me? Yes, it's going to inconvenience me. Do I care? She's happy, I'm happy. I get to do the things I want. I get to go out with the boys. I get to watch my sports. I don't have to do chores. Like, the answer is always yes. Will you take in the trash cans? Will you drop off the kids? Will you cook dinner? Yep, got you.
Yep.
Right? So I just feel like that's what I mean by simplifying the complicated. The people that want to argue with their significant other, or they want to be right, or they want to be proven right, or they want to be like, I want to be respected, I'm the man, or this or that. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Just make her happy because you'll be happy. So that's what I mean by simplifying a complicated situation. Don't bet 6 games. Okay, bet 1. The Celtics are going to play the Knicks tough. So lock into that fucking game and just concentrate on that game in real time and find your 3 to 4 to 5 different legs that you want to pair together and be flexible. Just like I was with SGA. He wasn't hitting, and I played him for 2 threes. I'm like, he's going to come out at halftime, and he's going to be pissed that he went 1 for 4 or it was 0 for 4, I believe. And he came out and boom, hit one. I walked away, hit another one, and I came back, and I'm like, I cashed both of them. Just because it's not even ballsy, just perceptive enough to go, I know SGA. I know that if he jacked 4, I literally went back the last 10 games and see how many times he put up threes. His max was 7 threes, right? But he was 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 2 for 5, 2 for 4. And I'm like, all right, 5 is his probable sweet spot, 6. And that's what he was. I think he was 2 for 6. So yeah, again, Real changed my life. It really did. Shout out to the boys over there. They've really developed something that's amazing.
He just messaged me the other day, by the way.
Did he? Yeah, and people clown on it because what? He offers tokens and coins and he wants to monetize his app and he wants to do trading. Like, who fucking cares? Let the kid do whatever he wants to. He's a smart fucking genius. I don't use it that way. I could care less about opening packs and all that shit. Racks, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is I get data in real time, and I have my own API feeds, and I'm going to tell you, their API feed, I know what they pay for it, I know how expensive it is, and it's fucking good. So I might as well just use their free app. That's my soapbox. I'm getting off it. Like, honestly, live betting changed my life, made me profitable, made me a better human in terms of like, how disagreeable I get, Hayward, when I'm losing. I do not want to engage, and it's like, I don't want to be that dude. And I hated that I was losing money on betting, and I would go into like this, like, I wouldn't say I was rude, but I was just like, I don't want to talk to people. Kids know that I probably lost money 3 years.
You even told me one time, hey, give me a few days.
Yeah,
that's unlike you. You e-message every day.
Yeah, dozens of times, right? Yeah, so for me, I just had to. I couldn't live in that world, and now I know when not to bet too. Like tonight, I will not. There's nothing else to bet, but I had 2 bets tonight. I hit 1. So I cleared. So tonight I made 80. What did I make tonight? So I started with a 1305. I placed a hockey bet from my boy over there in State College on Velarde. He hasn't hit yet, but he will. So yeah, I'm up $80 today. That's enough.
That's a profit.
Green's green, dude.
So if I could maybe pick your head a little bit for the listeners at home. So real app, use it, see what you're watching in real time. Maybe pick on some of the role players in silly season. Sweet spot, maybe early second quarter.
Yep.
Sweet spot. Do you question if you put a 6 leg together? Your next 6 leg, are you going to include players from that original leg? Like, are you going to have multiple slips with similar players?
Yeah, and I do that a lot. And that's like when I find like, I don't know, it's a feeling, right? You're like, oh, dude, Larson's going off tonight. Like, he's just got the volume and it's just not falling for him. Like, I will include Larson. I will include Grimes. I will include Pritchard. Like, yeah, I will recycle the same guys and then I will add or subtract the guys that I feel aren't performing or aren't going to cover. And they, so yeah, I do recycle them. But I'll build, sometimes I got 10 to 12 bets going and 80% of the guys are the same dudes.
Okay. Another question. If it's sweet spot is, early second, if there's a 15 to 20 point lead, does that make you more hesitant or does that make you more confident for those role players? Maybe
If it's later in the game, last night I hit a nice one because I was picking up role players, right? And I forget exactly who it was, and it's not super important, but I identified guys that were at 11 or 8 minutes that I knew were going to get run because they're going in the playoffs and they don't want to wear down their starters, so they're going to get these guys some more runs. So yes, but I usually do that like later in the middle of the third quarter, or see who's starting the third and how many minutes they play, because you know how that sometimes the 8-minute mark, right? They sub out. So I'll see at the 8:30, 8-minute mark if they're really subbing anybody out. And if they're subbing out some of the starters at the 8.5-minute mark instead of the 5-minute mark, then fuck yeah, I'll jump on those guys.
okay. I know you hit a couple late game live bets as well, like competitive games that you sent me. Like if somebody, what was it last night? 25 points. Who was the guy that you sent me into the odds? But like you've been having success with some later in-game live betting, like if it's competitive as well.
Yeah, especially right now because I feel like it's Ole defense a lot, right? So in the Ole defense, all I mean is like, dude, just go get your points because we want to get down and get our points. So, yeah, I think late game bets, if somebody's at 18 going in the fourth, and it's somebody trying
It's going to shoot, it's going to score.
Yeah.
Like I did one, like what was it? Like a couple nights ago, I didn't share this with you. If ELA had 18, Danny Avia, right, one of our guys in Portland. I put him for 25. It was minus like 106. That was one I actually did. He ended up hitting 30, and the game was close. So certain guys you're picking on that are going to shoot the rock in that fourth quarter if it's a good
like Tatum. Like Tatum went into the fourth yesterday, and I think he had 18. I think I played him for 25 or something. Like I forget if it was Tatum or not. But yeah, like Brandon Miller, he's the go-to guy that kind of slow plays the first and second. And if it's a pretty competitive game, he's going to come out firing. Brandon Miller is always good for 15. If he's really, get the volume, I can play him and juice him up to 20 and try to figure out if I can catch the book slipping. And if I, even if he's still like bad odds, it's like throw him with somebody for 10 or 5 to juice it up to negative 115 or 120. But yeah, late game as well. I've been doing a lot more late game, like late. I'm talking fourth quarter betting.
Yeah, and that's something that you've adapted a little bit more.
Yeah, I've adapted just because it's a weird season. Like Dillingham the other night, dude went off, right? I forget how many points he had, but I had him for 10 and 15, and it's like, dude, that was easy money. And I don't mind playing one guy either. Some people are like, why would you play one guy for minus 120?
Because it's money. If you see the right read.
Because you
like winning. Yeah.
You like winning. But, dude, I see on social media all these guys on X, and they're hitting these like 12,000. First of all, half of them are fucking lying. Faking flips.
They don't post everything.
Right. I was just going to say, if they're being honest.
I got so jaded by that. I mean, I ran my own company, betting company, and like I was so jaded by like these dudes that are just physically taking advantage of people that have downloaded the app for the first time and like they're really enjoying betting and they're being taken advantage of to join discords and spend all this money and just disingenuous fake slips. And don't get me wrong, I've said it a million times. There are some honest to God amazing people out there, and we all know who they are. That
Cappers.
Yeah, like real cappers that grind hard for their followers and really treat them like gold. And then there's a whole subset of fucking a-holes that, like, just there's bad people everywhere. They're going to take advantage of somebody, just like the guys that call my 80-year-old dad and tell him that, hey, I can get you X, Y, and Z. And he calls me and goes, is this real? And I'm like, dude, they're working off a GitHub, fake platform. Like, fuck these guys. There's bad people everywhere.
Hey, Heywood, do you know what GitHub is?
What?
Do you know what GitHub is?
No.
All right. Like, I'm surprised, Carter, you know about GitHub.
Code on GitHub. Yeah, I'm a coding dude, man. Like,
All right. I can dig it. That's some computer shit right there, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Carter, you're totally right. Like I don't follow, but I'll check cappers out just to see what people are like online. Like I saw this one earlier today. I don't follow them. I've never heard of them. They had quite a few people following them. They posted something. I go back to their page after the game, and that post is gone to that bet because they lost the bet and they pulled the tweet down and like dishonest, not transparent. Not treating the people like gold like they should because they're throwing them money.
I used to have a real hard on for like the disingenuousness of those people. Like I would get really angry about it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, Bible thumping or anything like that, but I just think that in betting, we all got to pull for each other because the books are just out to fuck us and kill us and not, comp our bets and this and that and, leaving people up even though they're injured to bet on. And just, it's got to be us versus them, right? It's got to be us versus the books. And so if it's us versus the books, we're getting eaten from both sides. It's not going to work, right? So, there are some guys, and I'm not here to shout out other people, but everybody knows who the real good cappers are in this industry that care. The other people, and I've done the dollars, I've set up discords, and it's like, all right, if I get everybody paying $20, blah, 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 I get 500 people in here, here's what I'm making every single month. And if I give them a discount as they end, to 15, then I have 700 people in my Discord paying X and blah, blah, blah. And I run this over and they don't think long-term. They think about easy money. It's normally these 20-year-old kids, right? That like literally want to push the nicest whip in the world. And it's like, hey, no fault to them if they're literally providing good information, real handicap, real bets. But if you're faking bets or you're bullshitting or you're not like sharing your slips, and there's a big thing about slip amounts and what to share, and do you share your slip amount? I could give a fuck if I bet $5 and you know about it, because you know what? I'm also the guy that would bet 500. So I feel like slip shaming, and I just feel it's such a incestuous, disgusting industry, and that's honestly why I'm not on social media a lot anymore, on the sports and betting side, because it got me so angry about how many people were being taken advantage of and how just terrible it is, rather than just lock the fuck in, right? You want to win bets? Do your fucking research, listen to fucking smart people, find a show like yours, and listen to how to do it, right? And you got to put in work, right? If you're construction workers put in hard work and they make fucking great money, right? It's like you work hard, you make money, right? Cappers work hard, make good money. Bettors make good money. It's like you got to put in the work to get the result. And if you're not willing to put in the work and you want to be KD and cry and, be, oh, poor's me, well, then I got no sympathy for you. Go fucking get scammed by discords. You know what I mean? I know that turned into more of my thoughts on it, but I really feel bad for college kids that can barely pay their bills and they're like putting $20 in every fucking day because they're tailing Bob the Capper. Because Bob the Capper, dude, I hit for $8,000 on, a 4-leg parlay, like in the NFL, and I thought I was king shit. It's like
they only hit like one out of every 40 to 50 bets, 20 bets, whatever the heck the ratio is.
The most I've ever hit is $8,000, right? But I'm okay with winning 2 times my money, and that's my cash out thing. I think I told you. If they're offering 3 times the money, I'll probably run it by you. Should I take it? And then I'm not going to get all mad when it hits. I will tell the wife, like, damn, it hit. She's like, yeah, but you got 3 times your money, dude. Right. And I'm like, yeah, I just filled the car with gas. Like, I'm stoked. You know,
She likes
you gotta
gifts.
you're not going to get rich betting 15,000 15,000 plus 15,000 parlay. You're not going to do it. You're going to go through all your money. You're going to rip and run through $20 a day. $20 a day times 7 is 140. 140 times 4 weeks, right? It's 520 bucks, right?
12 months.
Times 12 months. You just spent $7,000 on
betting.
$20 a day. You might as well just go to Starbucks or McDonald's and fucking call it.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like, think, and you don't have to adopt my betting style, but I'm cool with winning $80 today because I didn't
Right.
lose it.
I didn't lose it. Well, I appreciate you, Carter. It's been a few weeks since you've been on. I always appreciate what you give the people at home. People, listen to what he's saying. This guy knows what he's talking about. Just take a little bit of his 2 cents and put it in your arsenal. Follow him. Odds are podcast. My boy Carter. Maybe I can have him back on soon. I know WNBA is going to be soon. I'm definitely going to need you on to talk to me and teach me about that. But I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Carter. Appreciate you coming on. Much love, brother.
I love you, man. You're an amazing person. You work hard and you put a lot of effort into what you're doing with this, and it's admirable. So I hope you grow it. I hope you get all the success in the world. You're a good dude, and I think you found some good people around you, which is awesome.
This dude up here, Snoop Dogg. Snoop
Yeah,
Bomb
man.
Poop.
Love it. I love it. And yeah,
Great people.
please,
If
I'm
it wasn't for
not-
this guy, I just hit my 1-year anniversary on X because of him.
That's
He's the
awesome.
one that pushed me to even try to do social media. So, Snoop, love you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I've been telling this dude, I mean, since the day I met him, put your knowledge out there. You have all this sports info. Dude, tell people about it.
He is so smart when it comes to fantasy. God, I mean, when he puts together a team, you're like, holy fuck, how did he even because
Dude, Carter, I'm gonna tell you something, dude. I lived with him for I lived with him for like 4 or 5 years. I think we
Oh,
lived.
really? I didn't know that.
He breathed
And
and
so-
lived this shit.
So, dude, this motherfucker used to. He would spend countless hours just digging into the research. Like I never seen it before.
He used to give me shit, like trying to get me out on Saturday nights to hang out with all the boys and the people, and I wouldn't do it. And he's like, "You're such a fag. What are you doing? Get off. Come hang out." I'm like, "No, I'm fucking researching. This is what I do on Saturday nights during the NFL." And he's like, "What in the fucking world?" Like,
And that's what I love about it. Like you see things through a different lens, right? And I mean, that's what makes you successful at fantasy, And it's just like it's really. Yeah, you definitely got a gift, and even when you're talking with Nick and you guys are geeking it up on, the 9th guy off the bench, and
Geeking it up.
I just I look at what he's done tonight. You guys are like literally analyzing: is he a good fit for my team? Is there a way that I can maximize this dude? I'm just like, can the dude put up fucking 5 points and not miss free throws? Like, you guys look at it through this intense lens. It's pretty admirable. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm not in every week, guys, because I got a certain soapbox. But yeah, have me on towards in the middle of playoffs or something, or towards NBA. I'm down.
all right. I want to thank everybody at home. Thank you so much, all 1,900 people that have come in and watched. Cheers to everybody at home. Excuse me.
That's a lot, dude. Somebody
Can't show
said to me,
that.
"Oh, they only get
Can't
50
show that.
views on X." I said, "They're on every platform, dude." It's
Yeah,
not-
so cheers to all the people and the subs. Love you guys. It's been another great show. Snoop, Carter, any final words for the folks at home before we close out?
Live bet.
It's the playoff season. Let's go. Let's go, Golden Knights.
Love it.
Carter, don't go anywhere. I'd like to talk to you off camera after a second. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching another episode of The Pick Is In every Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a great weekend. Make some money and enjoy life. You never know what's tomorrow. Love you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.